Hello everyone, and welcome to SystemMagic. As always, we're your hosts. My name's Greg, this is Andrew, and we are here to stream some Modern Elementals, returning from a stream a couple weeks ago, because this weekend I'm going to be playing in a local RCQ, and I have chosen Modern Elementals as my deck of choice for this event. As I mentioned last time, I really enjoyed playing this deck in Modern, which is, for me, not true about most Modern decks, if I'm being honest. But this deck has a lot of things I like. I like playing fair decks. I like creature-centric decks. I love creatures with ETB abilities. This deck really has it all for me. And it's had some recent good results. And so I think that, Andrew has approved. Andrew gets veto power over my deck lists in all tournaments. And Andrew, this one passed the sniff test. Andrew said it's okay for me to play this. And so I am playing it. And yeah, so Andrew, you want to remind everyone a little bit about what this deck's all about?
Sure. I mean, basically, this is a Risen Reef deck. Basically, what you're trying to do is play Risen Reef every game on turn 3. Then you're trying to combine it with a bunch of Evoke Elementals, which will all draw a card even though you cast them for 0. And basically destroy everything your opponent has going on. By doing that, you also might mix in some Ephemerates, either to protect Risen Reef or to combo with the Evoke Elementals. You have Harbingers to find Risen Reef. Oh, I just cut a Risen Reef. That was not ideal. And you have Flamekin Harbinger to cast Risen Reef more consistently and to be a Demonic Tutor once Risen Reef is already in play. And I mean, that's the basic gist of this deck. It kind of does one thing. The thing is abuse Risen Reef, and it's very good at it.
And abuses these pitch elementals and all that.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, I think the heart and soul of this deck is Risen Reef. If Risen Reef was, if you had no Risen Reef in your deck, this archetype would not make sense. I mean, you have Omnats, obviously, which is a fine card to have access to. And you have a few other nice things going on, but that's the gist.
Yeah. DC Sports asked, did we run amok yesterday? We did not.
No, we
did not. We got run amok on yesterday.
Yeah, our opponents ran us amok.
Somehow, despite our previous call time drafts being bad, yesterday was our worst call time draft day. We lost a lot. Since Greg is piloting tomorrow, is Greg piloting today? He sure isn't. You don't want to see me try to pilot Moto. Literally, long time viewers of the stream may remember our first ever Moto stream where I tried to pilot, and in the first match, in 4 turns, I made 8 misclicks, and I was like, I'm off it, Andrew, it's your job. And so, no, I get to pilot on Arena, but Andrew pilots on Moto. And trust me, it's better that way. The good news is we won all the games where I comically misclicked, and then lost games where we played perfectly. And so we certainly weren't punished for our hubris in letting Greg pilot Moto, but yeah, it turns out Moto is not really an intuitive program. I know that if you've been playing it for years, it feels intuitive because you're used to it, but it is not beginner friendly.
Greg, it's a smooth Cadillac.
Okay, it's not a smooth Cadillac.
We all agree
it's a 1950s smooth Cadillac that's still, your grandpa is still trying to drive, and is like, look at my cool car. But yeah, so we're going to start out this stream by talking about how, if you're playing this deck, how you might want to sideboard for some of the most popular matchups. Yes. One, this is going to help me prepare a sideboard because, honestly, I'm not a Modern player. The last time I played in a Modern tournament, Hogak was legal. So this is a little uncharted territory for me, but I'm very excited about it. So anyway, so I believe the top deck, I can pull up MTG Goldfish, but I think Living End would be number 1. Is that right?
Oh, no.
Living End Hammer? No, Murktide. Murktide. See, I know nothing.
Murktide, then Hammer, then okay. I don't know.
Then Azurian, then Creativity, Rhinos. Wow. Living End is not even in the top 12.
Living End isn't that popular. It was more popular 3 months ago. Okay.
All right, so let's start about Murktide then.
All right, well that's great because we're barely going to sideboard in that matchup.
Nice. Okay, what would someone, a hypothetical someone playing this tournament in an RCQ, want to bring in against Murktide?
This is the only card you want.
Nice. Okay.
Also, I have no idea what to cut.
Lol.
Well, the problem is your deck is very good against Murktide. It's probably some Fury.
Okay.
Because Murktide rarely actually has boards that are, like, Furyable.
Sure, they'll have, like, one threat.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Okay, yeah.
Sometimes they have, like, DRC and Ragavan, but often the Ragavan's being dashed, so then you can't even Fury both of them, really.
Sure.
So, like, you probably want the 3 Endurances in. I mean, the most natural swap is maybe this.
Okay.
To be
Are,
honest.
like, prismatic endings good? And
Well, it might also be this. Yeah, it could also be this. It's hard to
Okay.
say what the right mixture is.
Are you trying to sell me on a coward split?
Well, I think I would sideboard this way.
Okay.
Is what I think I would do. I mean, I just don't think they're gonna have Fury boards almost ever.
Okay.
And I think ending will just, you'll play it for 1 mana, you'll exile the Ragavan on the draw, on the play. You'll also just exile their DRCs randomly.
Yeah.
It'll be nice.
Right. And notably, 1 Fury to Flamekin Harbinger into is kind of nice if you find yourself in a spot where you need it.
Right. You never cut the last Fury.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would sideboard like this. I think just straight up 3 for 3.
Okay.
Your deck is pretty well built to play against them game 1. You don't
Nice.
need to mess with the formula too much.
Okay.
The main thing you have to worry about in the matchup is you need to, basically this is a matchup where it's really important to like set up your Risen Reefs. You don't want to be like too ham. Because like they're what's primarily going to happen is you're going to play Risen Reef and they're going to bolt it or whatever.
Yeah.
So you ideally want to set up a turn where like you have Voice in place, they can't counter it, or Cavern.
Yeah.
You play Reef and that turn evoke an elemental or something so they can't like mess with you.
Yeah, okay.
But you know, obviously you'll have to feel it out game to game.
Sure.
I just, in general, don't rush
just
your
like
Risen Reef.
jam Risen Reef on turn 3 is not necessarily a good.
It might be good, but it's not always good.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not telling you to never do it. I'm telling you this is a matchup where I do it less.
Okay.
Yeah, Voice is very good against that. It's excellent.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, neat. The second top deck is Hammer Time.
all right. So this is a matchup where you're going to want these and you're going to want these.
Okay.
Oh, and you're going to want this, the Foundation Breaker. Now,
sense.
I don't think the deck was constructed with the third EE in mind.
Okay.
So it might make our sideboard plan a little awkward, but we're going to improvise. Endurance definitely goes. Endurance is awful.
Okay.
Then I'm not so sure. Like, Hammer... See, Fury is okay against Hammer. It's not great. The problem with it is it doesn't kill hammered creatures.
Yeah.
Similarly, Voice is okay, but not great.
Sure, that makes sense.
Like, Voice is 2 chumps, and honestly, you need 2 chumps sometimes.
Yeah.
But they have, like, flyers and shadow spears and stuff. So, like, I think I would be inclined to sideboard like this.
Okay.
But I acknowledge I'm playing a 2-2 split. Wait, the 6 cards. Wait. I have to cut another card. It's probably a Voice. I suspect 2 Fury. I suspect this is a 2 Fury matchup.
Okay. Any thoughts on the comment, maybe not playing the third EE on the draw?
I don't think that makes a ton of sense to me.
Okay.
I think he's pretty good at the matchup.
Okay.
I just think, like, destroying all their hammers and Sigarda's aids and also their, like, 1-drops is pretty great.
Okay.
Like, I just think the sequence of turn 1 you play E on 1 is usually pretty good.
Okay.
And then you can just, like, chill if you want to. Like, I don't know. It's pretty annoying for them. I think I'd sideboard like this. I understand that I'm leaving 1 Voice in the deck, and that's a little strange, but...
Yeah, maybe you'll want to tutor for it.
It's more like I'm just worried about, like, critical mass of low drops being problematic.
Yeah.
Like, below that. And I also want to leave about 2 Furies.
Yeah.
Basically, I found in general, Fury in this matchup is not a card you want to draw a ton. Drawing it sometimes is good. I think you probably want a little more access than just 1, but it's like kind of debatable.
Yeah.
But this is how I've boarded historically in this matchup with this deck. I mean, also Fury Ephemerate is very good, but all of it is premised on them not getting early hammer. Like sometimes they just play a guy and want to put a hammer on a 2, and you're like, what the fuck is this Fury doing in my hand?
Right.
So I think 2-ish Furies is where I land.
Okay.
Yeah. The main thing you have to worry about this matchup is you just shouldn't you shouldn't rush anything.
Yeah.
Like you should sit on your, especially in speed removal, like just forever. Just like never do it. And then, you know, once they've finally gone for everything to the maximum degree, then you can use your speed removal.
Okay. So it sounds like against the top 2 decks, your advice is don't rush.
Yeah, but it's different ways of not rushing.
Yeah, right.
A Murktide, you don't want to rush your value. Against Hammer, you don't want to rush your interaction.
Okay.
Against Hammer, you can slam Reef on 3 every game.
Sure,
I mean,
right.
they can't punish you.
Yeah.
You also should worry about the card Hushbringer a small amount.
Ooh, okay. Can we ever beat it? I guess we can leyline.
Well, you have 4 Leyline and 2 prismatic endings, and you can also E for 2 weird spots.
Right.
You can beat it. It's just you should be aware. Sometimes like you shouldn't spew off your removal because you're worried about that.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. Okay, what's the third matchup?
Indomitable Creativity.
All right, so I've gone actually back and forth on how to sideboard in this matchup, so we'll see where we land. See, I think the Foundation Breaker is good, is what I currently think.
Okay.
It's a little complicated because the Foundation Breaker is it's only really there to kill random enchantments.
Okay.
But I think having the tutable way to kill Fable is sometimes great.
Okay.
I also think that occasionally you really want to kill Treasure Token.
Sure.
And you just can't. So in this matchup, Fury is definitely bad. Like we probably want to go down to 1 again. It's probably another 1 Fury matchup.
Okay.
Like it kills Planeswalkers, which is sometimes good, but you'd really rather Land Binding or ending the Planeswalkers.
Okay, I have an embarrassing question. What Planeswalkers do they play?
Red and 6.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes also to Fairy.
Okay.
3 man's Fairy.
Yeah.
So okay, wait. We kind of need to actually get into the nitty gritty here.
Okay. What about Endurance?
So it depends on if they're playing a persist list.
Okay.
See, you should either board out Endurance or you should sometimes board out this Endurance.
Right.
If
they're playing persist, you want to bring more in?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I think you probably want to board like this. Voice is okay. It's a thing to sack. It's not great.
Okay.
Probably this is how you should sideboard against. It's possible. Omnath is actually worse than Voice. It's actually probably close. Omnath's actually not very good against them. Wait a minute. This might be better. Okay, this I propose boarding against non-persist.
Okay, that is 6 for 5.
3/5. I mean, see, seeing persist is not enough. It's like, so the problem is you kind of need to feel out how many. So okay, the problem is there are 3 different things going on.
Yeah.
There's lists with no persist. There's lists with like 2 persist, and there's lists with 4 persist.
Okay.
And you need to assess on the fly which one you're playing against, and that's tricky.
Okay.
What the advice I would give you is this. 4 persist lists are junt.
Okay.
They're always junt.
Okay. That's good to know.
Other lists you should assume have like 0 to 1 persist usually.
Okay.
So like this sideboard plan we just laid here is basically how I would default to sideboarding against like many colored creativity. Like it's not junt. They'll have like other colors.
Okay.
Like Teferi will be in their deck, for example.
Okay.
If they have Teferi and persist are basically not friends.
Yeah.
Okay, if they're playing persist version of the deck, then you want some endurance. I still don't think you want a bajillion endurance, to be clear. Because it's not amazing. 3, 5, 3, 6. So like let's see. How would we make space for this? See, I don't know if you can cut more than 2 on this. Probably like this or something.
Okay.
This is like sane.
Ooh, yeah, Bitter Reunion and Thoughtseize. Okay.
Yeah, those are both cards in the Jund list that aren't usually in the many colored lists.
Okay.
But yeah, the Jund list will also be characterized by the fact that they will be straight up Jund.
Sure.
The weird part is they may be Jund. Yeah. So anyway, but see, it's tricky again because like Bitter Union is sometimes in the other list in small numbers, but like the Jund list plays 4. The Jund list is like all 4s.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, that's creativity. What's next?
Rhinos.
Okay, so Rhinos is not a very good deck.
Okay.
So don't worry. Basically, you should board in these 4 cards. Oh wait. Foundation Breaker doesn't do anything. Sorry, I don't know. I'm proposing that. You should board in these. You probably board in EEs.
Okay. Because they kill Rhinos.
And that's about it.
Okay.
Luckily, you don't have many bad cards. Let's see.
Endurance
is bad. Ending is bad-ish, I think. Yeah, probably just this.
100% to get paired versus Cliff. I mean, pretty likely.
Is Cliff playing Rhinos? Cliff can't be that foolish. Come on. Rhinos is bad.
Does the evoke creature hit enchantments?
Yes, it does.
Foundation Breaker? It sure does.
It does, yeah.
Yep.
That's, yeah. Okay, so that's how I'd sideboard against Rhinos.
Okay, hold on. Let me write it down real quick. -1.
Oh, they will board in Blood Moon. That is true.
Ooh, okay.
But I think you're fine. You have 4 leyline bindings. Sorry. That's not... Wait, we shouldn't worry about this too much. Like, you could leave in some endings to have more outs to it, but I probably wouldn't. 4 bindings is fine.
Okay.
What you should do against rhinos, given the Blood Moon thing, first of all, they don't always have it, but if they do, you should fetch for plains and forest aggressively.
Sure.
And because even if you just have plains, you can cast a 4-mana leyline binding into Blood Moon, which is usually just enough.
What other decks play Blood Moon?
Murktide in small numbers.
Okay.
And Scamp.
Okay. I'm just going to leave a note for myself on my sideboard guide, because I think that's legal, when people might have Blood Moon.
Okay, with rhinos, be aware there's 2 rhino variants, basically. Okay, yeah. There's Temur rhinos and there's 5C rhinos. Also,
it's embarrassing that you just said there are only 2 rhinos variants. I feel like watchers of the stream know. What about Edge of Autumn rhinos?
Yeah, there are a lot. Okay, there are 2 major rhinos variants. There's Temur rhinos and many-colored rhinos.
Okay, yeah.
Many-colored rhinos has, like, leyline binding and sometimes Teferi.
Okay.
And sometimes Omnath, sometimes Solitude.
Okay.
So if you play against many colored rhinos, it'll be obvious because they're going to fetch non-Temur lands frequently. Mm-hmm. Like Triumphs other than the Temur.
Yeah.
Temur Triumphs will never have Blood Moon.
Okay.
The many colored rhinos will never have Blood Moon. Temur Triumphs will almost always have Blood Moon.
Okay.
Murktide will have small numbers of Blood Moon though, just to give you a sense of it. Like the average Murktide list has maybe 2 Blood Moon in the 75.
Yeah, Zur, Zoo rhinos. So.
All right, what's next?
What's next? Rakdos mid-range, which I assume is Rakdos Scam.
It's Scam, yeah.
Okay.
So, we don't actually have... Let's see. So, we don't actually have that much that's good against Scam, I think. I think mostly it's just okay.
Is Surgical Extraction good against Scam?
It's okay.
Because it stops their Scam, right?
Well, sort of. So, it's not actually very good. Here's why.
Okay.
So the problem is, your opponent evokes grief and targets you.
Yeah.
The sack triggers. They can sack triggers so they thought sees you first.
Right.
Then they're gonna take the surgical.
Okay.
Then it's gonna persist.
Okay.
So it doesn't really work. Mostly, you're just going to your plan is to get scammed and like catch up.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm not sure that you have much in the way of sideboards for the matchup.
Okay.
You might be pressing submit.
Nice. I love pressing submit.
Yeah, I think you should press submit.
Nice.
It's possible... I guess let me think a little bit. But I think that's likely right. See, it's possible you should have a few more moon answers. Like, it's possible that, like, this is a good swap.
That makes sense.
+1 moon answer for this card that I don't think really does much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might make that swap. Because I do think answering Blood Moon... So Scam is a 4 main deck Blood Moon deck.
Yeah.
And they sometimes have even more Blood Moons in the sideboard.
Yeah.
Like, they have Magus the Moon also. So, like, this is the matchup where you have to be the most worried about Blood Moon. You should fetch aggressively. You should, like, color screw yourself to fetch for the forest and the plains often. Like, the other matchups, it's more of a feel thing. Like, I sometimes get the basics. I sometimes color screw myself. It's, like... contextual, depends on how like their draw plays out and what I can afford.
Yeah.
This is a matchup where like I'm going to aggro fetch basic planes every game.
Okay.
Basic forest is a little more complicated, but I will fetch basic planes very consistently. Yeah, they also might have Fable, they might not. So that's not a great argument for Foundation Breaker. Some people have 0 Fable.
Sure.
But I think putting Foundation Breaker for Endurance seems reasonable. Let's stick to that.
Okay.
You don't mess with the formula. It's likely a good matchup for you, to be honest.
Yeah.
The main thing you should do is top deck well, and your deck does that.
Nice. I'm very good at top decking well. And hello, Unbanned Faithless Looting, and welcome to the stream. Thanks for the follow. And we do not support that assertion. Okay, yeah, wait, to go on I have a minor rant. I have a Magic Drama rant.
All right.
Everyone's saying they need to ban something from Green and Pioneer, okay? That's been what the talk on Twitter. And I know you don't agree with this. But here's what I think they don't realize. Is that the format Explorer exists right now. And Explorer is kind of like Pioneer, except the main difference is that Green is worse. And what happens when Green is worse? The most popular deck in Explorers is Angels by miles. And as a result of this, 1, aggro decks are completely unplayable because the most popular deck is everyone gaining 1,000,000 life. So aggro decks are awful. And the second thing is the most popular deck is Angels, which means you play the Angels mirror, which is also miserable. And, like, so people want to ban green because they don't like playing against it. But, like, look, that's going to open the floodgates to potentially something you don't want. And there's some saying about the devil you know that I think applies here. Because I don't think green is that toxic to the format. I mean, it's definitely a huge factor, but yeah.
No,
anyway,
I think
that's my rant.
This is actually something I've played for a long time, which I think that people don't realize is green is the reason aggro is playable to good in Pioneer.
Yeah.
It is the reason. If you ban green, aggro is going to go away. It will stop existing. You don't want this. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
All right.
The next deck, you'll love the name. It's called Generic Ragavan, but I think it's Breach.
Okay, is it fair? Wait, scroll down. Okay, it's Breach, I think.
Yeah. Which is an excellent name for Breach.
So Breach, you're gonna have to feel out what flavor of Breach that they are playing.
Okay.
So the key fact is there's Breach that doesn't have a combo beyond a random one of Grape Shot.
Okay.
And there's Breach that, like, there's Grinding Station Breach.
Okay, yeah.
Grinding Station Breach has Saga.
Yeah.
Fair Breach is basically Murktide with no counterspells and Breach as a minor combo.
Okay.
So against Saga Breach, or whatever you want to call it, Grinding Station Breach.
Okay.
Against Grinding Station Breach, you're going to want to board in these cards.
That's a lot of cards.
Hold on, I'm not sure I can make space for all of them yet.
Okay.
Although we actually probably have a fair number of cuts. So against Breach, Voice is basically terrible.
Okay.
Like, it blocks Ragavan, but it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
They don't have any counterspells.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh god, wait, I'm gonna have to break this down a lot. Hold on. So these can go... Do I count Prowess as a Breach deck? Prowess is its own thing. 4, 8...
6?
Yeah.
Is Prismatic Ending good? Because it kills Ragavan?
It's okay. It's probably not great, honestly. This is pretty reasonable.
Okay.
So the way the Breach matchup generally plays out is there are you kind of have two problems. The first problem, well, okay, so I guess, God, I have to break it down. There's Teamer Breach and there's Jeskai Breach.
Yeah.
Okay. For you, Teamer Breach is much easier.
Okay, nice.
So against Teamer Breach, mostly you just need to stop their combo somehow, and then your fair game crushes theirs and you'll crush them.
Okay.
You need to mostly not lose.
Okay.
Against Jeskai Breach, you should be terrified of the card to Fairy Time Raveler, and in fact, you probably should leave in endings to deal with it.
Okay.
Because the problem with Teferi is that once Teferi is in play, you can't stop the combo, and then they will combo you, and you're very bad at attacking Teferi. Like, your deck doesn't really have creatures with power that attack.
Yeah. Excellent question about the candle sponsor. Today we have another returner to the SystemMagic stream. The Coffee Shop Candle from the Cantrip Candles brand. Available at many local game stores. And apparently, hidden underneath this wax, there's a D20. Which someday we'll get deep enough into this to find it. But yeah, it's a great coffee candle. Really is a nice, fragrant coffee shop aroma. And Andrew got this for me, which I love. So... yeah, and the little Florahedron. Yeah, the Florahedron is excellent. If you need lands, it's a tutorable land with Flamekin Harbinger, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, anyway, keep going.
No, that's pretty much. That's pretty much. I think if they're Jeskai, you should leave the endings though.
Okay, yeah, and
then
what?
Probably just like have 3 endurance.
Okay.
It's a little weird.
Okay.
But like I'm gonna tell you when I tested this matchup with Jesse, which I did a lot. Basically, Teferi was absurd.
Okay.
Teferi was like the best card on the Breach side.
Sure.
Like to the point that like it maybe swings the matchup.
Florahedron is your desktop background? Cliff, are we playing the same deck at this tournament? That's so fun!
I think Cliff's playing Creativity, but I could be wrong.
I see.
He did express last week he was planning to play Creativity in Modern because Creativity in Pioneer was too bad.
Okay. Exclamation point Ruthless?
Yeah, I don't know if Cliff's explanation is generally very ruthless.
I see.
But, you know, mostly Cliff plays what Cliff wants.
Okay, well that's
analysis.
what I play. Actually, that's not true. I play what you want.
Okay,
See, an important part of being a good Magic the Gathering player, and I'm being serious, is trusting better players than you when they tell you stuff. And I'm great. That's one of my best skills as a Magic player, is ignoring my desires and trusting people who are better than me. So, Tangled Florahedron is famously not great in creativity.
You ever flip over just an Archon and a Tangled Florahedron?
Well, no, you can make the in-person cheat of having it flipped on the other side, and then as you're flipping through cards, you won't... It's a land.
Oh, that's a nice paper-only play.
Paper-only play. Your number one Magic player attribute is trusting that Greg has trusted better players. Yeah, that's a great attribute.
The nice chain of trust.
Listening to me because I listen to other people is actually... It works very well. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, okay, that enough matchups?
Okay, is that enough? Let's do 2 more.
All right.
Okay, Yawgmoth.
Okay, so Fury's very good against Yogg.
Okay.
It's probably insane against Yogg.
Okay.
Voices can go. Let's see. We don't. What can come in against Yogg? I guess is probably where I should start asking this question. We probably don't have much to bring in. Like Endurance is like okay. Probably better than Voice, but it's I agree with so, but like, what do you want? Our sideboard doesn't have a lot of cards for Yogg. I don't like Surgical much. I mean, maybe it's fine. I think I would sideboard like this.
Okay. Ben, to answer your question, what should you play in Pioneer if you're playing an RCQ tomorrow? Mono White's a great choice. Angels is a great choice, but we have some new super secret tech that we'll be revealing on the stream next week. I don't know if you want to announce the super secret tech.
But he's going to an RCQ tomorrow. He needs the tech.
I know. I could just send it to him, secretly.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
You should play Angels, and you should play 4. You should see. Okay, have you ever been an Angel? And you want to fly places, but your wings are just so tired.
So, and like there's a bank.
Yeah, and there's a bank.
There's a bank, and you're like, yo, we need to break into that bank. We need to bust it open, if you will.
Right. So I recommend playing Angels with 4 Reckoner Bankbuster in the sideboard. Is what I recommend. I think Reckoner Bankbuster is like basically it's like Shaper's Sanctuary if Shaper's Sanctuary was a playable card.
Yeah.
So like we'll probably stream this deck at some point. I don't know if I should give a sneak peek of it. But
it's up to you. You can give a quick sneak peek if you want.
Okay, you can have a sneak peek at. Oh no, sorry, I need New Angels.
New Angels.
You can give a sneak peek at my Angels list with 4 Reckoner Bankbusters, 3 Redains, 3 Deafening Silences. But yeah, like this is my Angels list that I recommend right now. But anyway, yeah, Shapers is not playable. Reckoner Bankbuster is the truth. Yeah. Just jump your Angels into the car, drive the car right down to victory. Your opponent wraths you, the car just sticks around. It's all set. You can Kale's Restoration into it. The car is the truth. Drive the car. So anyway, that's where I'm at on Angels. But yeah, I have been doing some work on Angels off stream chat, so we will definitely stream it at some point. But that's not the point for now. The point for now is yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, my last one is Amulet Titan.
Oh, okay. So I think this is a pretty good matchup for you.
Wait, what did we say for Yogg? We said -3 Voice, +3 Endurance.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so against Amulet Titan, what you want is the Fauves, the Fulminators, and the Foundation Breaker. And basically, in this matchup, what's going to happen is, so they're going to try to keep you from going nuts long enough for them to win. Yeah. And you're going to try to go nuts.
Okay.
That's basically the dynamic of the matchup. So like, let's see. The question is, what's the Voice Fury mix we want in this matchup? They have some stuff to Fury.
They have like Azusa and the Dryad.
Yes, which isn't that much. It's probably this. Don't ask questions about my split.
Love a nice coward split.
I don't think EE is good.
Okay.
I think I'll just board that this way.
Okay.
And basically what you should do is you should flank and Harbinger Fulminator constantly and blow up their bounce lands.
Ooh, that's nice.
It's hideously effective. You should also Fauve their Sagas and their Amulets.
Okay, yeah.
And their Dryads. Basically, you should usually wait for 2 things with Fauve because you usually be able to.
Okay,
although occasionally you won't.
Yeah.
Generally, when your opponent makes Titans, your plan is to laugh at them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Endurance is a little sus.
Oh wait, it definitely is a little sus. Sorry.
Okay.
Maybe 3 Fury. I don't know. I don't know the right Fury voice mix.
Yeah.
The thing is, voice doesn't do much, but it does do something. It also is voice is also the right colors. I think this is
okay.
solid. Yeah. What Chad is pointing out, which is very true, is voice switches to Solitude or Fauve.
Yeah.
Which sounds stupid, but is not irrelevant.
Yeah.
I think this is probably how I'd sideboard.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, this feels like a 2 Fury matchup.
Nice.
Yeah, I had no intention of leaving Endurance. I just forgot.
Yeah, having played local Minneapolis RCQs in Modern before, is there any deck that's like really popular that I should have on my radar, like Control or something?
I mean, people always play Control, but your deck is good against Control. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Just milk. I don't really know how I would sideboard, but you'll be fine.
Okay.
Probably Fury is good because it is Planeswalkers.
That makes sense.
But anyway, yeah. So okay, that's enough sideboard stuff. You want to play some elementals?
Yeah, let's play a little bit. Yeah, it will, heads up, have to be a little bit of a shorter stream today. I do have somewhere I need to be this afternoon, and as a result, we'll probably only play, like, I don't know, 2 matches-ish, maybe 3.
Yeah, we'll play a few.
We'll play a few. We definitely won't finish out the whole league. This is one of the worst matchups for Control decks.
Okay, I think it's a little more complicated, but than that.
Cliff says the meta recently has been high on Scam, Creativity, and Murktide, not much Hammer. So.
Okay, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Lots of Control players as well, of course.
So basically, the reason I think Control matchups are complicated in general is it's very hard for you to stick Risen Reef and do that thing, but also their counterspells are terrible.
Okay.
And that dynamic is complex. It is not straightforward who it flavors. I think we keep this.
Okay.
They're also playing Karuga, so they're playing a Risen Reef deck as well.
Really?
Yeah, they're playing the Karuga deck is like Risen Reef, Leyline Binding, Fabled Lemire Breaker.
Okay.
And it's not very good, I think.
Okay.
But I think we keep this regardless.
Okay. And even though all these cards look expensive, the plan is to cast some of them early.
Well, yeah, the plan is to cast Risen Reef on 3 and then do some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, Karuga is... So, see...
Oh, I forgot about fetch lands. Oh, that's okay. We'll play the Coward Split.
So, you know how people often talk about the fact that's... Wait a minute. Never mind.
Okay.
This is it's one of the scammy combo decks.
Okay.
It's Calibrated Blast.
It's oh god. Wait.
It's quite a bad matchup. I didn't know the Calibrated Blast decks played Karuga, to be honest, but yeah, this is a Calibrated Blast.
Yeah, this is pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's okay. We'll lose quickly, chat. No problem. And I guess we can just fetch the 2 Triumphs in some order. Probably Indotha first.
Okay.
Because we do want to make sure we have black for our binding. Oh.
Punished.
That's awkward. God, I don't even really want to cast this, though, is the problem. I guess I have to. But I guess I can just find blue-red and I'm fine. So blue-red and then we just find Tingle Florhedron.
Sure.
Because this is all the colors.
Yeah.
You see. Famously.
This is a Bob 49 deck for sure.
Yeah, both teams are going to fight hard in this particular game, chat. Don't worry.
Uh-huh.
I don't really see how what could go wrong, you know?
Did they just put the card Sun-Scorched Desert onto the battlefield?
Oh, that's correct. It's to damage you down so you die to the Calibrated Blast. We'll just let it resolve. What could go wrong? So Shadow Mortality is how much damage? 15?
Wait, is that what they revealed? Oh, yeah. So we're just dead.
Well, no. We can evoke Solitude and gain 1.
Okay.
It's not a good plan, but it is a plan.
Uh-huh. Can Solitude target itself?
No.
Oh, dang.
Sadly cannot. We're going to be gaining 1. See, another issue...
I hope they don't have another Sun-Scorched Desert.
See, another issue with our top card is Tangled Florhedron. So, you know, we can't do anything.
Yep.
Yeah, I
Oh
believe
god, is it too late to deregister for the event, do you think?
Yeah, it's too late. Sorry, you're locked in. They closed the deregistrations yesterday.
Dang.
Registrations are still open, but deregistrations are closed. Okay, look, we got a turn, Greg. Don't worry. Everything's fine.
Look, a windswept heath. We should
Yeah.
crack that and go to sideboarding.
Alright. Go ahead.
Yeah? Should we hold it because of Omnath?
Well, we could evoke Fury to draw a card. I think we should pass.
Okay.
I mean, the problem is they're going to flashback Calibrated Blast, and that's going to kill us.
I understand. Oh, yeah, they have 5 mana now? Okay.
In fact, I think this play might have been wrong for our opponent. They could have just used this Bad Cap runes, but you know, or the Ramnut runes, but... Oh, they don't have red, I guess? Yeah, that's why.
Oh, yeah, okay. Wait, doesn't Gemstone Caverns add 1 mana of any color?
You're right. Okay, so this match is very bad. I'm not sure how we're going to win, but these cards are probably good because you want to make sure you get rid of the Calibrated Blast after they only hit us once.
Uh-huh.
And then this is to blow up their lands.
Yeah.
And then this is to target Calibrated Blast.
Yeah.
Surgical's probably, to be honest, pretty excellent against Calibrated Blast, I would imagine.
Uh-huh.
And
then we have a lot of cards that don't do anything, huh?
Oh yeah, like these don't do anything, and these don't do anything. These don't really do anything.
That's a 2/2 beater.
Yeah, this seems like a reasonable configuration.
All right. Makes sense.
Oh wait. We might want these because of Fury Ephemerate on turn 1. That's actually a somewhat legitimate plan.
Oh, okay.
Wait, let's actually cut voices, and I guess we can cut like 1 Fury.
Okay.
I believe in the turn 1.
Should
Fury.
we cut bindings? Like, do they even bother? Like.
Does binding do anything? That's a classic question. It may do nothing. I don't know. Yeah, let's do this.
Okay. They have Scion of Draco.
Oh, that's right. They do usually sign up Draco. Yeah, just the bindings will be fine.
Just cut 1. Okay, never mind.
We can cut 1.
I trust you.
No, we'll cut 1.
Okay. I like the scam plan.
I think the scam plan is legit, like the Fury plus Blink-It plan. This is something you do a lot in like nonsense mashups. So this hand is quite bad. It can put a Solitude into play on 1.
But that's not as good. I mean, the lifelink.
I think we should mull.
I want to mull too. I don't really know what we're mulling to, but...
I mean, this hand is decent.
Okay.
The mana is just pretty funny.
The mana is very funny.
But I think Fulminating them is probably good on the play.
Yeah, okay.
I think we should keep this in Tuck Leyline.
That makes sense.
Mm-mm.
And here, like, Fulminator Mage is just Stone Rain, to be clear.
Yeah, that's correct.
We're just going to play it and blow up their best land.
That's accurate, yes.
Okay.
See, the great thing about Fulminator Mage is that you can tutor for it with Flank and Harbinger.
Yeah.
So once we Stone Rain them, we can continue to Stone Rain them. Also, 20 is very different from, like, 15 in this matchup. Wow, that's a lot of those.
That is the funniest draw in our deck.
Just wait till we cast Omnath off 4 Capital Souls.
That's gonna take minutes on Magic Online.
Alright, it's time to start blowing up their lands. So, red, 1, Fulminator.
Wow, imagine not making black.
It cannot be countered. Bob49, if you were playing a counter this Fulminator Mage, you are not going to be allowed to do so. Yep. We get Calibrated Blast. Okay, no problem. Autochthon Worm.
God, if we just had Surgical, like, how would they ever win?
I think they would not. I think Surgical is likely very good. So
Yeah.
this makes any color, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It also doesn't help that they have had Gemstone Cavern every game,
Yeah.
which I have to imagine is one of the best things they could have on the draw. But, you know. Surgical? Any Surgicals? Okay, let's play Omnath, shall we?
Yeah.
The classic Omnath off.
Good luck. Red,
Blue.
white, green.
See, Greg's saying it because if I say it, I'll say it wrong despite doing it right.
Yeah,
and that'll tilt Greg.
It's really tilting.
I mean, I think if we get to untap with Omnath here, we're actually in a pretty decent spot. Like, we'll gain 8.
Yeah. 8 plus 5 is famously less than 15, though.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can't have everything.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you can't have anything.
I can have everything, though.
Okay, let's play this.
Agreed.
Okay, so we should probably... we could fetch Crack and play Fury. Then we can't gain 8. We can only gain 4. So the question is, should...
Does 8 matter, though?
Does 8 matter?
Like, that puts us at...
Yeah, it doesn't seem
12.
like it
That
does.
puts us at 11, right?
Yeah.
Like...
So it seems like it doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, I guess then the next turn we can go up to 15, but still, like...
I mean, we could pitch cast, but I think having the Fury in play might matter. Like, we need to clock them.
Yeah.
I guess we could always pick up Kihira and play it. We could, like, evoke Fury, pick up Kihira, play it.
That seems pretty good, actually.
Is that better than having Fury in play? Maybe.
That's if we hit a land off the Risen Reef, right?
No, it doesn't matter. We fetch Crack, procs Omnath.
But we can't play... So then we just wouldn't play Fury.
Sorry, this is a plane where we pitch cast Fury.
Why?
To draw a card.
Okay. We should do that first, then.
Right.
Because if we hit a land, then we can just play Wooded Foothills untapped, and then still gain the 4 life, right?
That's true, yes. Okay, so let's pitch cast Fury.
Okay.
It's a weird line, but I think it might be right. Okay. Well, now I just want to play that, I think.
I would play that.
So I'm just going to fetch a basic forest.
Yep. You could fetch a tap... Oh, well, yeah, we'll pick up Kihira, I guess. Yeah.
Well, we won't... Yeah, we should be able to pick up Kihira by exact count, right? Yes.
Yeah. Did we have basic planes?
Yes.
We should have fetched that in case we find Ephemerate.
Oh, shit, you're right. Okay. Let's pick this up. I mean, the problem is our opponent's going to play Land of Flash by Calibrated Blast, and that will probably kill us.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem we have right now.
I agree.
Okay, well, that doesn't matter.
I mean, it is 2 blockers.
I think we literally take 2. This doesn't change anything. Like, this into this deals 3.
Yeah.
So 5 is the same. And I think they're going to be dead next turn either way if they don't have it. Probably. It's not guaranteed.
They found Calibrated Blast!
Nice. Okay, so they killed a Risen Reef. Alright, well, we don't have any elementals, so we just play Windswept Heath.
Uh-huh.
And then we just cast Kihira. This is 7? Goddamn. Well, the problem, Chad, is that we still can't kill them. If we draw any elemental to, like, reproc our things...
Yeah. Also, with the... probably the 4th cavern should name, like, Cat or Beast, huh?
No, we needed to cast Omnath.
Oh, we need to cast Omnath. Yeah, you're right.
Uh-oh, they have another Calibrated Blast. I'm concerned.
Wait. Sack the Heath, right?
Well, I can wait for the Reflective Trigger to go on the
Oh,
stick.
okay.
But, I guess I don't know why I would do that. So I guess I can...
Well, because then if we draw a fetch, we can 4-'em next turn. Just for free off the Omnath ability.
That's true. Well, that's true.
So I wouldn't... If we can respond to the reflexive trigger, I would.
We can, yes.
Okay.
Like we responded to the Shadow Mortality last game.
Yeah. Okay, we're dead.
Well, let's crack our fetch and see what happens, you know?
Okay.
Anything could happen here.
It was close.
That was a close game. I mean, they also have to have the second Calibrated Blast, which they're not very good at having.
Wait, does Calibrated Blast put the card it finds into your hand?
I think so, yeah.
Well, that's why they had it.
Oh, right. Good point. Good call. Hitting Blast Off Blast is a nice experience. I do enjoy it.
It does not.
Oh, it does not?
Okay.
Look, chat, I have to admit, I played against Calibrated Blast numerous times, and I apparently don't know what the card does.
Okay. How do you... Like... Why? Like, what? I don't get it. Like, I just don't get the joy in attending a tournament with Calibrated Blast. Like, what are you trying to... Like, is it fun? Do you proofs? Like, what psycho... Like, I just don't get it. Maybe the casino was closed.
I love the response made the casino was closed. That's a nice explanation.
Like, do you want to just flip some coins on the side? You play a nice skill-intensive game of rock, paper, scissors?
This seems good.
Yeah.
Nice Sacred Foundry into Flamekin, presumably?
Nice, yeah. Finding our boy.
Well, you see, the thing about our current situation is that it's any game state.
Uh-huh.
So, in accordance with heuristic, let's cast Flamekin Harbinger.
Uh-huh, and go get Risen Wreath.
Yes.
Better make sure we get some other lands that can cast Risen Wreath, though.
Luckily, Cavern of Souls casts everything.
Nice.
Yeah, so Risen Reef. Isn't Steam Vents better? I'm worried about needing many lands that cast Ephemerate. This was my thought. But I admit this is going to make my land bindings cost 2 instead of 1, which maybe isn't worth it, but I do literally have 2 Ephemerates.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure, but that was my reasoning. Like, if you Steam Vents in Dotha, you only have 1 Ephemerate. I'm not playing to Ephemerate necessarily turn 2. I just think I might want to double Ephemerate ever, which requires all of my lands to make white.
Yeah, channel points are live! Start enjoying some... Ooh, it is dead and gone.
Okay, so this is Rhinos, probably.
Okay.
Dead Gone is usually a Rhinos card.
Okay, that makes sense.
But we don't have a turn 2 play, so...
Rough. Why doesn't your deck also play Rexiel the Risen Reef?
That is a good question. Honestly, which we tried to fit it in, but we couldn't make space. The list is really tight.
Yeah. Also, isn't it Rexiel the Risen Deep, or is it actually the Risen Reef?
No, it's the Risen Deep. As usual, anything Azak says should be assumed to be false until proven otherwise.
Okay, look. What do I know?
Ooh, we're getting Fire Iced. Okay, that's savage, to be honest. Because now we cannot do anything. I guess Cavern Go.
Yep.
I mean, the thing is, this is very recoverable because the things our deck does go obscenely over the top of things Rhinos does.
Yeah.
Like, next turn, probably they're going to make Rhinos, and what we will do is probably better than making Rhinos.
Yeah.
But...
Like, we're just going to play Risen Reef and hold up Ephemerate?
Well, we could just play Risen Reef, and if they're tapped out, slam Ephemerate.
Oh, okay.
I don't know which of those is better. Maybe that's too aggressive? Because we really just need to find, like, any Evoke Elemental, and then we'll just evoke Ephemerate with Risen Reef out, and, like, it'll...
Yeah, okay,
the game will end, basically. Oh. Well, now we could just Risen Reef plus ending. That seems pretty good.
That makes sense, although is there concern? Like, what if we just like Risen Reef with the plan of like taking 10?
Well, that's not unreasonable for sure. Let's cast it first.
Yeah, agreed.
So you want to say go and just hold up Ephemerate the whole time is the proposal?
Yeah.
It's pretty reasonable.
With the idea that like if they try to kill our Risen Reef, which I kind of feel like they will,
we'll Ephemerate
it. Otherwise, we have like Omnath plus Fetch coming.
Yeah, otherwise the next turn is just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like your line. Let's do that.
Like, I get 10 is a lot, but
no,
it's really not that much.
It's not. It's not a lot. You convinced me immediately upon considering the line. It's just probably going to work out, is the thing.
I guess the awkward thing is if they attack us for 10 and then say go.
Well, that's what they're going to do, I think.
Yeah, okay.
But I think it'll just be fun, is the thing. And, like, they can't interact with the counter magic, which is like that does play, because we just have Cavern.
Yeah.
So, like, we're just going to untap and we can play... Okay, that's an insane draw.
Yeah.
But we're going to play on math first.
Okay, makes sense.
So, white, red, blue, green. In this spot, there's only one way to do it, so I have to do it right.
Yeah.
Cast Omnath. It's uncounterable. Alright, let's do this stuff. That fetch doesn't get white. That is true. Because we don't have Temple Garden. It'll probably be fine. What are they doing?
Yeah, so we can't Ephemerate now.
They're bouncing Omnath in response to that? It's going to prevent us from making mana. Huh. Okay, let's respond to that by evoking Solitude.
I agree. Even though we can't Ephemerate it.
Well, we don't know that we can't Ephemerate it yet.
That's true. If we hit a land, we can Ephemerate it, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think I should pitch ending.
Okay. So we don't really want a land. Nice. Okay, so now oh, this is so good!
Yes, it is very good. So now let's find a Dotha Triumph.
Yep.
This makes mana. The mana will be used to ephemerate the Solitude.
Nice.
Wait, sorry. So this ability is calling that Rhino, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And target this Rhino. Okay. So that Rhino. Evo can resolve. Bouncing Omnath can resolve, I think.
Sure.
Yeah. Let this resolve. Nice. Let's play Risen Reef, shall we?
Oh yeah, do it.
Get a land. Get a Flamekin Harbinger. Cool. It's anyone's game.
Nice.
Let's attack for one, shall we?
Pew pew pew.
I believe this matchup is laughable. I believe nothing they do matters.
Yeah.
Like, we can evoke a Solitude and draw 2 cards, but, well, let's just hang out.
Let's hang out. And
Yeah.
Splash. Do it later. Like, we probably will, right?
Oh, probably.
Also, there's no way to be cute with the Ephemerate that's coming back, right? We can't, like, tuck the Solitude under it.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
There's no tricks like that. The rebound Ephemerate is fairer. Oh, Fury. Okay, that's annoying. Because it will kill everything we have.
Sure.
I think it's going to be fine.
I agree that it's going to be fine.
So, how should we respond to this? We should
Probably we want a Solitude, right?
I think so. But what should we pitch cast? Because, see, it would be nice to have a Solitude to flash in response to the rebound trigger. I guess it doesn't matter, because everything they have will be XL anyway. It's kind of like, what do we want to have left? I think we want, like, Omnath and... I think we want Omnath Ephemerate left.
That makes sense.
So I think we want a Solitude pitch Solitude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rhinos is the thing about it is it's not good, and you shouldn't play it. That's my opinion on the deck. Don't do it. not like to pay 2 life. Do you think we have enough lands in play yet?
Nah.
Oh, well that is unlucky, but it'll be fine. I predict we will find a way to recover from this blow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically have not thought Rhinos was good at more or less any point in the history of Modern. So, there's a take for you. I just don't think it does anything. So we're just not rebounding here.
Yep.
Ooh, a nice little Risen Reef, you say? Shall we rise from the reefs?
Uh-huh.
Then we can flank in Harbinger for Risen Reef.
Yeah, or we could Omnath to make sure we have mana.
Oh yeah, that's reasonable too. Sure. Or actually, wait.
I think we want to draw it.
Yeah. Okay, so then, and this one can fetch Hollow Fountain, so it can fetch white, so we can play on that.
Okay, yeah.
So white, green, blue, red. Look, I even said it in the order I actually did it that time.
Yeah, you've been much better.
Only because I was, people complained, and by people I mean you. Oh, nice, Risen Reef. We'll play this name Elemental. Gain 4. Fetch Hollowed Fountain. Both teams are really playing hard in this particular game, I would say. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Alright, so let's play Risen Reef, and then we'll play Flankin Harbinger.
Uh-huh.
It's a classic demonic tutor where you draw 2 cards.
You only draw 1 card.
Yeah.
What is the thing that we just tutored for?
That's true, you're right. We should probably find some sort of evoke elemental. Perhaps Solitude.
Are we out of Solitudes, or is there 1 left?
No, there should be 1 left.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I like finding Solitude.
Okay, I'm gonna stack these, like, hovering on top, I guess.
Remember when they killed 3 of your creatures last game? That was this game!
Yeah, that
that
was
wasn't even last game! Last turn, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I do remember the good old days when they were killing 3 of our creatures. Alright, so... These are bad, this is bad. These are good.
Yeah.
They have counters.
Oh, yeah.
We
never get to play Voice of Resurgence, though. Now, the question is, did we sideboard like you told me to sideboard?
I think so.
Yeah, we sure did.
I mean, the only alternative to this is to board it. Is we could board this as another out to Blood Moon.
Okay.
Which is maybe right. I'm not sure.
I did write Beware the Moon.
We should definitely beware the moon.
Yeah.
Well, this hand is not good.
I would mulligan this one.
So here's a nice aspect of Rhinos. Sometimes this hand's goodish. Yeah, we can keep this.
Yeah. See, one of my Wooded Foothills can fetch Followed Fountain because I only have 3 Wooded Foothills, but I have a Flooded Strand, and it's fine. Most people play a mix anyway, and so I'm playing a one card different list because of the lands I happen to own.
All right, so ooh, that's good. We definitely will do that at some point.
Yeah.
But okay, so the first priority here is we need to fetch basic planes.
Right.
So this Winsapede is reserved to be a basic planes.
Okay.
And we'll get to break 2 fetches before the moon turn, right?
Okay.
So it's probably just straight up fetch basic plains, fetch basic forest. Is my analysis situation. It might be that we like fetch basic plains and reassess.
Okay.
But I think we really want to find basic plains. Also, something notable is if you get Blood Moon, you can still cast Fury. That sounds stupid, but it's true.
And basic island is just too bad. It's like too bad to have 3 basic lands.
Yeah, you're basically not allowed to do that.
Okay.
So now here we're going to play Wooded Foothills, and then depending on what they do, we can fetch either Rogran Triome or the Basic Forest.
Makes sense.
But Basic Forest is actually very good against Blood Moon, because then Blood Moon, you're your ley mining costs 3, which is just a
Yeah.
dirt cheap, trivial.
Oh, yeah. Ley line binding's a nice one.
Okay, they're doing nothing. Let's find Rog and Triome.
Nice. I love Rogren Triome.
So now our binding costs 2. We could play Dotha Triome to make it cost 1, because see, it seems like they don't have it. And also, I don't know if we need the force because we can binding it for 4.
That's true.
So I think we can play Dotha Triome. I just like... This sequence lane doesn't make me feel like they have Blood Boon.
Yeah. Do you ever cycle these triomes?
Yes. I mean, sometimes you just have no gas.
Okay, sure.
But it's pretty damn rare.
Okay.
You'll know it when it happens. Okay, so they're doing this thing now. So the question is, should we Solitude Ephemerate? And if yes, when should we do it? See, it's tricky because if we do it now, we could be Force Negationed. But if we do it on their turn, we could be Mystical Disputed. Although maybe they don't board in Mystical Dispute against us. I bet they don't.
I bet they don't.
So we should do it on their upkeep then? Or something like that? Or just on their... Because like, we don't want to let them play a land that could be a blue land to cast Force Negation.
Yeah, okay.
So I think we should just upkeep Solitude Ephemerate them. Which does pitch this land binding, but I think...
That's fine.
Because the thing is, now, I'm just so unafraid of Blood Moon. Like, we might be just beating it by hard casting Furies or something. I don't know if we just lose the game, but it's not great for us, certainly. Like, it's a 2 for 2 in that scenario, and we also get to exile a Rhino, so it's not that bad, but yeah. Okay, I would like to claim at this time that someone is dead. It's left as an exercise to the reader who I'm referring to.
I actually do read the stream.
Oh wow, they had the Blood Moon. Okay. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna beat us. Do they keep Fawn in? I don't know. That's a valid question. They might cut it. I'm not sure if that's like a thing their deck is configured to do very well. Well, that unfortunately does not hit a Blood Moon.
Yeah.
It would if we'd fetched the basic forest. So we're being a little punished, but I think it's just gonna be fine. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna lose this as many Crashing Footfalls somehow. I think we're gonna find a way to defeat that.
What cards in our hand do you think we'll use to defeat it?
I mean, perhaps the Solitude in play. You cut it here 100%? Cliff, I don't believe you because we all know you don't play Rhinos. If there's one thing we know about Cliff from this stream, it's that Cliff doesn't play Rhinos. But, like, isn't Dispute kind of bad because you can't dispute any of the creatures in our deck because we have Voice of Resurgence and Cavern? Nice. I don't know if we should cast a Fury with no targets, though. That doesn't seem amazing. I guess maybe it's just fine.
I mean, we do have EE to kill these Rhinos.
Yeah, okay, let's cast Fury. You convince me. And there is some logic in casting it before our opponent can cast Subtlety.
Oh,
although,
that's
I guess
true.
I'm pretty far from casting Subtlety.
They have Subtlety?
Yeah, they do. Sometimes.
Wow. It seems like this Blood Moon is is hurting our opponent more than it's helping them.
So the claim you just made that hitting Reef and Omnath is better than hitting Ephemerate, our deck has 4 Caverns. Is that true?
Yeah.
I'm rating Ephemerate is better than hitting Reef and Omnath because you can always counter Ephemerate. Cliff, I need to follow up that statement with a question. Why?
It's a good question.
How did you end up here?
Why do you want to play EE on 0?
Oh yeah, sure. We can play it on 0 if that's what you're vibing with.
It is what I'm vibing. It's what I would do if I was playing in a RCQ.
I wasn't really sure why I wasn't playing it or why I should play it, but you know, it's kind of just whatever. Chat, you kept telling me about how there weren't any force negations in our opponent's deck, but there were. That was all lies. There's always force negations in their deck.
I know. I
mean, come on, someone foolish enough to play Rhinos would probably be foolish enough to leave in force negation. That's what you have to understand.
God, I've played against Calibrated Blast a lot of times. Like, I don't even play Modern that much. I only play Modern for the stream, and so probably in the last 2 months I played, 25 Modern matches, maybe 30, and just so many of them have been against Calibrated Blast. And by that I mean 2, but, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
This seems pretty good for our opponent.
Yeah, they're kind of making comeback. The drawing the 5th land for the Fury and done spending the thing is pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe we were punished for casting our Fury. Because it, dealt them, a bunch of damage, but it's unclear that's going to matter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Well, I don't even really want to play that, because it will be naming nothing if I do.
That's awkward.
But on the plus side, I mean, they can't really do much. I mean, if we lose this game, we definitely lost it to playing the Triumph over Petching the Basic Forest. Which maybe it was just a mistake. I don't know. I thought it was close at the time. It's just that, I wasn't sure they were going to play Blood Moon on, lands that caused them to be unable to cast half their spells. I don't know. Literally, if they drew Shardless Agent right now, they couldn't cast it.
Yep. In fact, they did pitch a Shardless Agent to the Force of Negation.
Exactly. And so now what? They're going to start attacking us with 1 Rhino? They can't really attack us with both. We'll take 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, The Last God, welcome to the stream. Oh, that's nice.
I mean, okay, so we want to cast it around Force Negation again.
Yeah, okay.
So we should cast it on their turn.
Yeah.
And then the original one will kill 1 Rhino, and the rebound will kill another Rhino.
Yep.
I mean, if you're wondering if Feminine with the Book Elementals is very good, it's good in many ways.
Uh-huh.
It's not like there's good in one way.
I think I might have waited in case they, draw another Fury or something.
Oh, that's not unreasonable. What are they doing in response? What is happening? What?
That Rhino is immense.
Alright, well, it's just another nonsense Rhino variant to add to our library of nonsense Rhino variants. I mean, I guess we're gonna take 10. I don't know.
What? What just happened?
Well, I believe our opponent has become immense targeting Rhino token. As one does.
Uh-huh.
There are so many nonsense Rhino variants.
Oh, man.
Nice. Should we play Mountain?
Sure. I love Mountain. All my homies love Mountain.
This game is taking a turn for the absurd. I don't know what's going on anymore in the game.
Oh, man.
Oh, yes, Minus has been on big comments lately. One is pretty stock now. What?
Oh,
Clip, the funny part is I have absolutely no idea your level of seriousness for that statement.
I wonder if they'll have another Become event.
Well, if so, we could still attack. Because they still just trade. One Utopian Sprawl is also stock. Oh, no. It's
what
more,
if
it's
they
more
put
than one.
Utopia Sprawl on a Scalding Tarn right now? Well, I want to... Can it tell...
Well, I think Utopian Sprawl requires you to enchant a forest.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Oh, look, another blood moon. They got us.
Oh, that was a nice match.
That was a nice match.
Both
teams fought hard.
You want to play another match? Or?
Yeah, we got time. We have half an hour.
Okay, good.
We have over half an hour.
Well, I assume the Calibrate Bash match took very little time.
It did. Maybe I should just play Calibrated Blast tomorrow.
I don't believe you could find the cards for it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't believe you could stomach it.
I couldn't.
Well, this hand seems fine-ish. It's not amazing.
It doesn't seem that good.
I mean, it's 1, 2, 3. I don't know.
Okay.
It does lack Risen Reef. I have not been hard rolling into Risen Reefs with this deck. Maybe that's wrong. But the idea is, I don't know, we have 8 to draw to. We could also just, like, Omnath them.
Okay.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah. Andrew's actually 100% to play Calibrated Blast at Energy Champs.
Yeah, I told Greg off stream.
He told me off stream, yeah.
So when you're playing your fetch ones with this deck, basically you can identify... The only relevant variable on them is can they find basic plains, basic forest, or neither of those.
Okay.
So, like, this is the best one.
Okay, yeah.
What does that mean? Probably Murktide, but there are a lot of Steam decks.
Yeah.
So let's see. We should probably find what Indotha here.
Sure.
The idea being that we could just never find Rogren potentially, but we need to find both white and green mana.
Yeah.
Oh, let's play that.
Nice.
And it is important to play that here, by the way, because if this is Murktide, some recent Murktide lists have like 1 to 2 spell snare in them.
Whoa.
And I really don't want to get the voice spell snared.
Yeah.
It's like I think the stock list these days is like 2 spell snare, 2 spell pierce, 4 counter spell.
Yeah, Prismatic Vista would be good. Did they just flash that in? No, it's their turn.
No, they just shocked and then played on their turn. So I think it's likely they have either spell pierce or spell snare.
Sure.
But we don't really have a way to suss out which.
Sure.
They also could have just had lightning bolt and wanted to leave it up. That's like conceivable, but I think makes less sense. Yeah, and they are giving voice its due respect, which they should. I mean, it's very good in this matchup. Okay, so now we can attempt to eat DRC with endurance, which seems pretty decent.
I like that.
So just play forest and attack, and obviously if they block, they get owned. And then on their turn, we can do it, and even if they have delirium, they'll get owned.
Yeah. And they get owned because we make our thing bigger.
We just play endurance, and it's a 3/4, and also their guy shrinks.
Yeah. Well, their guy's a 1/1.
Well, it'll probably not be a 1 by the
Well,
time.
I know. I just meant if they blocked.
Yes.
Oh no, I don't have any elemental tokens.
You can use some Andrew Ellen Bogans.
I guess I'll use some Andrew Ellen Bogans. Do you think anyone will inform me that you're at the event?
Well, it depends on when you do it, because at various points in time, I may or may not.
Okay, my biggest probably lifetime Magic punt, if I'm being honest, is the very first Minneapolis RCQ I went to. Like, I was playing against someone who I didn't know and didn't know me, and in round 1, and I was playing a humans deck, and I make...
Oh, that's annoying. Should I have endurance before that? Wait, shit. I might have punted. I'm sorry. I was thinking I wanted to ambush this, but maybe I shouldn't have let them do it. I apologize.
That's okay.
I should have counted their graveyard more carefully.
Yeah. Anyway, what happened was I played my Andrew Ellenbogen token, and someone was like, did you know he's actually here at this tournament?
Okay, I vote we just kill this and pick up Kihira and play this next turn with the land.
That makes sense. Anyway, my regret was not saying, wait, really? Can you introduce me to him? Because that would have been nice.
It would have been nice for Greg, I think. Unclear how nice it would have been for me. And I think we need to fetch a blue or a red land. So let's do that. Let's fetch like Steam Vents or something.
Steam Vents seems pretty good here.
Because I'm just making sure I don't leave us in a spot where we can't cast on that. That would be bad.
Yeah.
Because see, this is actually a nice Sudoku principle. See, these 2 lands have to be green and white for it to be possible, which means in order to cast on it, the other lands have to make non-green and white colors.
Yeah, okay.
Much like how in Sudoku, when you have 2 boxes that are 1 and 4, the all the cells in that row cannot be 1 or 4.
Yeah. A nice pair.
It's
as the Sudoku people would say.
I'm sorry, I'm not up on my Sudoku terminology.
Yeah, I'm very up on it because I watch the YouTube channel Cracking the Cryptic, the best channel in all of YouTube. No bully.
Yeah, it is a special...
Actually, sorry, it's the second best behind the SystemMagic channel. Which has now upgraded its definition.
Oh my god.
It is the best thing about England. Dang, Dom, I thought you meant you loved the SystemMagic channel. I was gonna be like, that's so nice. I do too.
Also, I think that's very funny in the context that, that, like, Dom has lived in England.
Oh, that I didn't know.
So, him saying it's the best thing about England is a ridiculous statement. But, SystemMagic channel is the second... Yeah, thanks, Dom.
Yes! I've always wanted to be the second best thing about England.
So let's cast on that, shall we?
Yeah.
They pretty much cannot kill it here. Like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
Oh. Let's cast Solitude. Hard cast.
Hard cast?
Yeah.
I love hard casting Solitude.
Fetching planes just in case they have a main deck Blood Moon. That's very unusual, but sometimes they have like one. Again, against Murktide, you should frequently not respect Blood Moon because they have very few.
Sure.
But they do have some. Alright, so we gotta board in some more endurances.
Okay, the sideboard plan says +3 endurance, -3 fury, beware Blood Moon.
That sounds accurate.
Nice.
Yeah, just to speak out things I don't like, I hate this card against this deck.
Okay.
Sometimes people talk about boarding in, but it's so hard to utilize. Your opponent just sees it coming. It's really easier than to only get one thing killed, and it's 3 mana for 1. I don't like it. And
Slaughter Pact. I just noticed the Slaughter Pact comment.
Okay, so on the subject of Slaughter Pact, so frequent viewer of the stream may be aware of my former teammate Tyler Hill, who I worked with for many years at tournaments. So the thing you know about T-Hill is that when he plays Infect, once he's winning, he just starts playing around increasing numbers of Slaughter Pacts to an unbelievable and ridiculous degree. And, like, sometimes you're playing with him and you're like, T-Hill, should we go for lethal here? And then T-Hill will be like, what if they have double Slaughter Pact Dismember? And you're like, what do I even say? The question, what if they have double Slaughter Pact Dismember? Like, I guess they got us, Like...
So, wait, I have an important question. What do you want to fetch? Like, what do you want to Flamekin Harbinger?
Yeah, it's possible we should find Voice.
Yeah, I want to find Voice, I think.
Yeah, I think finding Voice is very reasonable here.
Okay.
And I think I should just find it, so I think I should find, like, red-white land, like, Sacred Foundry Voice.
Sure. So
that I can go basic Force into Voice.
Yeah.
Is the idea. Also, I could cast Ending then, without fetching more things.
Yeah.
And something I would say, by the way, is...
we did just break the rule of if you can find Risen Reef, do find Risen Reef.
I know, but against Murktide, Voice is fucked. And we have so many good expensive cards.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's pretty likely that us finding Voice is going to force our opponent to leave up counter magic on turn 2 instead of doing anything.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's an important lesson about playing elementals. Flamekin Harbinger has Defender.
Okay.
Ragavan exists, we're not going to attack.
Nice. Okay, yeah.
But I think we should play this.
Okay.
I think they're probably going to counterspell, I think they're probably going to counterspell, but like, okay.
Sure.
Deal, right?
Yeah.
Especially because the tournament is doing nothing.
Then they did nothing.
Well, yeah. But like, we're the... Ooh, that's great. So now it's somewhat plausible that we could attack. Because, like, if they kill it, untap, kill it, dash Ragavan, probably not worth it. Let's pass.
Yeah, I agree.
Basically, chat, I just never attack with my Flamekin Harbingers, and in the days of Icewind Quaddle, I also never attacked with my Icewind Quaddles. I have a long history of just not attacking. Just saying no to attacking with your small creatures.
Can I legally write the word Defender on all my Flamekin Harbingers?
I think you cannot. That does not sound legal.
What if I get an artist to proxy a fancy signature that just says Defender, and I claim that my favorite artist's name is Defender?
Yeah.
And I had them sign my Flamekins.
Yeah, that is probably okay. God. Oh. Well, looky here. Let's play another voice, shall we?
Okay, even over Endurancing, because they could They could Murktide us.
Well, only one spell in the bin, though.
Oh, so it wouldn't be that big, right?
Yeah, so, like, are we... So, like, I mean, they could obviously have some sequence they could, like, consider into bin... Like, they could... This could be a good Murktide turn. Derek Davis is the inventor of this deck, by the way. So
Our deck?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
So you should probably... Like, that is to say, 4 Cavern Windless Elementals.
Okay, yeah.
Not the inventor necessarily of Elementals.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Well, thanks for your great deck list. I look forward to playing it tomorrow.
So... I'm not sure what we should do here, because I do think it's somewhat appealing to, like, land the second voice. Maybe that's insane.
I like playing voice, actually.
Okay.
You've sold me.
You like playing voice and then making a smallish attack?
Oh.
Perhaps
I like
for 2?
making no attack.
I think we attack for 2.
Okay.
I mean, what are they going to do? Spend 3 kill spells? I don't know. At some point...
Won't they just trade their Ragavan?
Yeah, we get an elemental.
Okay.
Is that bad?
I guess. It's not bad.
I mean, we could also just hollow... We could also... Oh, no, we don't have Temple Garden. Never mind. So it's fetch Hollow Fountain, then we can't fetch green. Okay, that's
bad. Don't do that, yeah.
I think attacking is fine-ish. Maybe attack with this only.
You can attack with that only.
Okay,
okay, the thing is, don't we not want to trade voice for Ragavan? Like, aren't the voices very good in play?
They are.
So I just want to say go.
Okay, then I'm fine with that. Okay. We'll just continue to do nothing. Much discussion before we continue to make the same play of never attack. So here, by
this
the way,
Ragavan's not doing anything.
It is not.
So I don't want to trade our best card for their, even though we get a 3/3 out of the deal. Like,
ooh, so now they're playing into Fury. If we don't draw a land, I'm pretty interested in pitching Fury on their team. I think. I mean, even though the wrong one's pretty bad. Yeah. Basically, we just don't need to attack.
Voice also often has Defender. Nice. I'm not going to rank Defender on all my voices, although I guess the claim that it's a more expensive card might just be false.
It's probably competitive.
I think they're both in the $3 to $4 range.
Yeah.
But notably, the voices I'm borrowing and the Flamekin Harbingers I'm also borrowing, but I'm borrowing them from you, and I don't care about defacing your cards.
Okay, good to know that you don't care about my cards. I'll keep that in mind when considering whether to lend you things in the future. Oh look, they're rolling the Flamekin Harbinger.
Nice.
Alright, so I think here, even though we could get Indotha Triumph, I think we shouldn't. I think we should get Breeding Pool.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because the problem is blue's a relevant color for spells in our deck. We need to have the 4, like, real colors.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Shh. Off it. Let's send Mom now.
Sure.
Like, we could do the Fury thing. I'm not worried about it now.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry. That cannot make blue. This has to make red or white. But for the same reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the special case of the max cut, or min cut, max flow principle, as Azax would say.
Okay.
Ooh, that's nice. Let's pass.
Yeah, I agree. I miss having Risen Reef on the battlefield.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I miss it too, but I think we're winning easily.
I agree that we're winning. Well, I don't really know what their deck does, but...
Alright, well, the first thing you should know is the deck is named Murktide.
Okay.
But famously...
After its best card, Ragavan?
No. Yeah.
Should we start calling it generic Ragavan?
Yeah, you see, we're playing against generic Ragavan. A deck based around the card Ragavan. Okay, well that's a big Murktide. We have this Solitude ready to go, but it is a big Murktide. Ooh. Probably we should just do this.
Sure.
I'm doing it main phase, so it's voice.
It does cost 2, but...
I know, but whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should start... Oh, okay.
They're off it.
I believe them being off it was a reasonable life choice for them.
One more.
One more, okay.
One more. If this goes over 25 minutes, I'll rush.
If it goes over 25 minutes, I will play without you.
That's true. If it goes over 30 minutes, I'm gonna leave. And
okay,
then
this
you
seems fine, even though we have all tap lands.
Yeah, I agree.
So, like, I suspect what we're supposed to do is try to play Risen Reef on 3.
Yeah, so we play Rogren on 1.
Yeah.
Flamekin Harbinger and Datha on 2.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
That's precisely my plan.
And Voice will come down later.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. I mean, there's a chance we'll need to play off curve.
Yeah.
But, oh, so this might be scam. Wait, hold on. Okay. I was going to turn off auto yields on the off chance they evoked Grief and did not take Solitude because they're foolish.
Yeah.
But it was very unlikely. I don't mind that at all. Okay, well, let's find Risen Reef.
Nice. Ooh, I bet Flamekin Harbinger really has Defender in this matchup.
I mean, it's mostly about it. I mean, it's, you know, it's just Ragavan, you know? It's the same. This deck doesn't have more Ragavans or anything.
Yeah.
I guess you're less likely to beat them with mediocre beats is the thing. Where
okay.
that Murktide game, I think we were about to turn the corner into mediocre beats.
Yeah, we sure were. I love mediocre beats. It's my favorite type of beats.
Oh, that's unlucky. Yeah, so red is quite good against our deck.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because now, like, we have Risen Reef, but it's awkward.
Yeah. So we should probably just play Voice.
Well, the question is, should we play Voice and Flamekin Harbinger? But I guess I don't know what we'd Harbinger for.
Like a Fury to kill the Wren? Doesn't even seem that good.
I mean, or like an Evoke Elemental to get value the same turn. See, I think this is creativity.
Oh.
I think we should find Solitude. I think we should play it and find Solitude because I want to get the Wren off the table so we can play Risen Reef.
Okay.
That's what I think we should do. So, I mean, this can basically find whatever.
I mean, it needs.
It doesn't anything.
Okay.
I guess just plain like Forest. I don't know. I'll find Forest.
Sure.
Yeah, basically, I actively would like the Wren to minus something at Harbinger.
Yeah.
And I like that if they plus, then we have 3 power to kill the Wren.
Yeah.
It's like really just a play to pressure Wren. And then, obviously, having Solitude in our hand is going to be very good against creativity in general. Yeah, what this looks like to me is persist creativity.
Yeah.
But,
And it's good because it can hit the dwarf tokens.
What's good? Creativity?
Solitude.
Yeah, or it can hit Archon.
Sure, okay.
If they persist it back.
Right.
That's definitely not irrelevant. Okay, well that... Wait, what? They took Omnath? They know we put Solitude on top. That's a bizarre hit. I don't know what that means. I mean, let's kill the Wren.
Okay.
They basically cannot stop us because, like, we have Voice in play. Grab Kira. Oh, to have a thing to pitch to Solitude? That's not unreasonable. It's a little tricky because we might be able to beat Archon. So the concern here is our opponent could untap, play a 4th land, fetch for a dwarf token, creativity, and Archon. And I think if they do that, we'll just sack Voice, make a thing, an elemental, and draw a card. And it'll be fine.
Okay.
So I think we just play Risen Reef.
Okay, and no matter what we find, it's going into our hand.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the one concession.
Did you just cheat?
Good work, chat. Good work. Okay.
And now we can just they get no Archon.
Yes.
Okay.
Not unless for some reason we wanted to give them one, but I don't think we'd want to do that here.
Yeah.
In theory, if you had enough Risen Reefs in play, that you could want the trigger to happen, but that would be a bizarre scenario.
That's insane.
I said in theory.
You know what they say about theory and practice, though.
I do know. Yeah, I mean, let's do it.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is totally fine for us.
See, my issue at the tournament will be things like realizing from them playing Thoughtseize Wren that it's creativity.
That's a reasonable concern, but I don't know what to do about it.
Well, there's nothing that can be done. I'm just preparing you for me to, like, 1-2 drop this tournament. I want you to be ready. When you show up and you're like, Greg, why did you 1-2 drop this tournament? You're playing such a good deck and we prepared so hard. It's going to be because of things like this.
Okay, sorry. Now we have an embarrassment of good options. I'm trying to figure out what to do.
Like, do you want to ephemerate the Harbinger?
Yeah,
Demonic Tutor?
Find Solitude.
Find Solitude.
And then, like, hold the voice in our hand.
Yeah.
Or we could just play everything. But, like, it's weird, because we're gonna... Yeah, I guess that's probably best. Is putting Solitude in our hand. In that case, we should tap for 4 first.
Okay. Wow, they're only at 11.
Well, they Thoughtseize twice and they took a lot of damage.
Oh, that's true, yeah. I forgot that it's modern.
You often forget that. Yeah, I think there's demonic tutoring for it is pretty good.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, then we also have the ephemerate on rebound, which is pretty relevant.
Yeah.
So I want this on the bottom.
So, okay, I have an important question. So if you're playing a real life tournament and it's modern, like if someone's like evoke Solitude, do they always say like, do they go through the motions and say the order of the things they're doing? Like,
no, you should. Well, they usually don't.
Okay.
You should probably say words to them.
Okay. Like if it's like, turn 1, they're like, evoke grief. You're like, okay, what order would you like to stack the triggers?
That's what I do.
Do you ask, is the stack empty?
That's sad, but we can't respond to it, so...
Yeah.
Do I ask, is the stack empty? Not frequently, no. I believe I've never asked that question in my life and probably never will. Okay, so we can choose to draw anything we want here. Perhaps Risen Reef.
I would like to draw Risen Reef.
Yeah, the thing about this deck is, once it starts, it usually doesn't stop.
And hey, Derek Davis, thank you so much for the follow! Welcome to SystemMagic!
Okay. Well, we have another Flamekin Harbinger now.
Nice.
Our opponent's also just at 5, so they're not Daub, but they're not far from Daubs.
Yeah.
And if they make 1 Archon next turn, we'll easily beat it. They can't make 2 Archons from this spot because there's no way they have enough fodder and enough mana.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, I think we just win. Okay. I mean... Yeah, I assume they're going to take Solitude, but it's just going to be okay, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, you get a dwarf. I mean, I'll even have 6, because we don't have anything to do, but we will, I think, quite easily beat the Archon. So, we're going to sack Voice.
Yep.
And I guess I want the Flamekin, so I just discard Voice.
Yep.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, I guess they gain 6 when we subtlety that, don't they?
When we salted it? Yeah.
Solitude it, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, they're dead on board, but then I realized they weren't.
Right, but let's Flamekin for Solitude.
I agree.
And then I think I'm going to pick up Kahira and pitch it.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems good. This is our last Solitude, I guess, but I don't think that we're going to need many more.
Nice.
Alright, so we board like this. This is a persist version, so I think we want some endurances, is what I said.
Yeah.
I guess a valid question is endurance better than surgical? Complicated question. It might not be.
Ooh, great question about today's candle sponsor. Today we have a returning favorite, the Coffee Shop Candle from the Cantrip brand of candles. yeah, a thing you can buy at your local game store. Smells like a coffee shop in here. You see, because I was drinking coffee earlier, so I thought it would go well with the coffee shop candle. Why not play Kahira? I think we didn't have enough mana to buy and play Kahira. Was the issue?
Yeah, the answer is that's not possible.
Yeah.
I mean, voice looked kind of good there.
Well, I think it is good. I don't know how to sideboard. Is what I've decided in the Persist version. I know I wrote some. I know what did we write earlier? What did passing?
We just wrote. So for the Persist version, we just wrote more endurance. But I can tell you how we sideboarded against the non-Persist version.
I cut 2 Furies, right?
Cut 3 Furies.
Okay, let's do that. Well, I really like ending Ren, but I don't like ending anything else. It's probably not great. Maybe this?
That makes some sense.
I mean, I'm wondering like what the right number of these is versus these.
Yeah.
But I kind of have always liked voice in this matchup. It's kind of always been good for me.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the right configuration. Killing Ren is pretty important, and this is a little light on ways to do that. That's why I'm not sure about the endings, but this is at least sane.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree that it's fine for the Goblin Shaman too, but not great. All right. I mean,
this hand's nice.
I hope our opponent at some point discards Archon, because they're gonna be in for an experience.
Yep.
Hmm.
Can you tell Greg to calm down? Rude!
Okay, so I think we should fetch Steam Vents and Flamekin Harbinger for Tangled Forhedron.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Good old Tangled Forhedron.
Greg needs to stay hyped. Thank you, Ryan MTG. That's the energy I want.
Oh, the energy you want?
The NRG, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the nerd rage gaming that I need in my life.
Yes, we crushed Murktide.
Yeah, so far we got, I would say we got smushed by, wait.
They don't have Ragavan.
Okay.
You can attack if they don't have Ragavan in their deck.
I don't know if they have Ragavan in their deck or not. I guess it's creativity.
It's creativity, Greg.
That doesn't really make sense, huh?
Yeah. It is not a functional plan. Yeah, so once they have Fable, it's kind of true in general that Trayman, it's just a tutorable land with Prism. That's the point of it. Okay, let's play Prism, shall we?
Yeah.
And I guess this should find white of some persuasion.
Yeah.
It could find basic planes, to be honest. Keep our life total high.
Sure.
That seems reasonable. Because we can still cast everything off in this manner.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess this is an issue with that. Shit. Wait, maybe that was the wrong one to find. I forgot that Tangled Forest, this isn't a forest.
Yeah, but what would you have found?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find Temple Garden, yeah. Okay, never mind. I think it was right. Oh.
Is Persist an instant?
Persist is a sorcery, I believe.
Okay.
But if it were an instant, would it be better or worse for us? Is my fault?
Well, I don't know. I would maybe just like fire off Surgical right away, but I guess we can wait for them.
Oh no, if they spend a card on it, we'll be happier, not sadder. We are not in a rush to Surgical them. We'll Surgical them with due time.
Okay.
Like, what if they just go for creativity for 1 year? Like, Okay, now we could probably Surgical.
I would do it. Well, that was nice. good.
Well,
Okay. Oh, sorry. Were you gonna?
No. So that's actually my last match.
Yeah. No, sorry. Unfortunately, I have to be somewhere in about 20 minutes, and so we do not have time to fire off. If you want, you can play one without me, honestly.
Maybe I'll play one without you.
Okay.
Is that a good plan?
That's totally fine. I'll stick around for I'm gonna disappear for a few minutes, and then I'll stick around for 5 minutes, and then I'll have to go.
All right.
Okay.
We'll play one more for the fans.
Okay. I'll be back for a short. Yeah. Enjoy Invisible Greg.
Well, see, the thing about this deck
Wait,
is...
everybody close your eyes. I can only turn invisible while your eyes are closed. So just close your eyes, count to 10. Okay, go.
Oh, man. Sorry.
Ooh, I'm so invisible. One of our worst bits.
It's really not a good bit. That's what makes it such a great bit.
Well, the best is I'll watch this match later while I'm preparing for my tournament.
Yeah, so I think, chat, here that I'm supposed to Cavern on one with the idea that that way I can fetch for a tapped Triome on 2 and it will all work out nicely. And I'm obviously just gonna find Risen Reef. I don't know the matchup. I have no idea what I'm playing against. I don't care. I'm finding Risen Reef. Also, chat, do you think that, given that our opponent's name is Sandcry, do you think they're related to Sandy Dog? That's a question for you. And I probably want a green land here, so what, Indotha Triome would be my guess? I don't know what that means. Apparently it means Ren. Okay. Alright, well I definitely don't want to play Risen Reef into the Ren. So... What I probably should do is just binding it, tapped fountain binding it, something like that. Interesting. I could see the Triome on 1 Flamekin line. I feel like Rogue One's very popular right now, but maybe I'm overrating its popularity. I mean, that's not unreasonable for sure. Right, so this is 4. Plains, Forest, Swamp, and, Island. So I'll just play this. Main phase Binding Ren to not give them activation. So I must see what's weird about the current state is, so I assume generally that red decks are creativity decks, but I don't, it's very weird for creativity to play Steam that's a stomping ground. Usually creativity plays a lot of Triomes and weird lands. So could be Temur Breach. Oh, it could be Temur Breach. Could be Rug Shift. Yeah, okay, I guess there's a bunch of possibilities. Chat's bringing up some good suggestions. Okay, well, I'm going to reluctantly play this Risen Reef here. And I say reluctantly because I don't... Actually, hold on. I want to hold up Finding. So I think what I'm going to do is fetch Steam Vents and play Risen Reef. Because I want the 4th type. The 5th type, that is. I guess I should get any red land here. Okay, wait, actually I should probably get... Cherryman, Jesse's latest list doesn't have Gigantha, and I assume that Jesse's list is what everyone plays. So I don't think that's true. Jesse's latest list is 2 Fury, no Gigantha. Not sure I agree with that, but that is what Jesse thinks, and I assume that's what everyone does. Well, I don't like what that implies, but I'm not going to do anything about it.
Okay, I can be back for 5 minutes.
All right. Well, I think we're playing against creativity again.
Do you want to scoot over so I can...
Oh, sorry.
Thanks.
I was hoping you just wanted to continue to be invisible, you see.
Yeah.
Our opponent iced our land at the end of our last turn, which isn't the most promising of signs. I don't like this at all.
Whoa, what's with this Ren art?
Yeah. I don't love the Ren art. I don't love the game state. It's not the greatest situations you come into here, Greg. Okay, so I think we should definitely bind this, pick up here, and play this, which we can do all of.
Makes sense.
And I think we want to find Risen Reef, most likely. So let's pick this up in this manner. That's fine.
Yep.
And then we play this on this.
The poor dogs heard me walking around and thought that meant streaming was done, and now we're back to doing more streaming.
That is unlucky. Yeah, this Triumph, I think, just hard means it's creativity, basically.
Okay, yeah.
Because Breach plays no Triumphs. Oh, wait. I guess there's an argument for Omnath here. Probably Risen Reef.
Omnath seems pretty good.
Yeah, it does. Okay, maybe we should find Omnath. I'm going to main phase binding this again.
Though I don't know. I guess Risen Reef is like wishing for more wishes, huh?
Well, it's complicated. I'm very unsure about that play. Like, the thing is, I think it's pretty likely our opponent's going to go for something on their turn. And if they go for creativity or something, we're going to want to solitude then.
Yeah.
At which point, the value of Risen Reef seems low.
Yeah.
So, that's like the logic for this, but I'm not confident. We will still have one solitude in our hand, obviously, because I'm going to pitch Kihira.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You're right. I probably should have sequenced around Spell Pierce. That's reasonable, Zax. Yeah, I did kind of play my spells in a random order, which didn't really make sense. Kihira pick up last was probably right.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm just getting owned for my general heuristic of always kill Ren.
Yeah.
But on the plus side, this makes not finding Risen Reef look much better.
That's true.
See, like, now, we could, in theory, cast Kihira. They're not playing Jugantha. They're not a Jugantha deck. I'm going to take one. I don't understand this attack, really. I guess they're going to find another Dwarf token to block with, is the idea?
Yeah.
But that's fine. Let's just attack.
Play Kihira and attack?
I think I want to play Omnath.
Okay.
I just think I want to do Omnath stuff.
Sure.
And I think I might want to pitch this still.
Okay, yeah.
You think it's reasonable?
No. I guess the reason is if they block with the dwarf token, then they'll only have, like, I'm worried about them finding 2 Archons.
Well, that's possible. For sure.
Yeah.
But it's possible no matter what we do.
Okay, yeah, play Omnath.
Blue and green. Okay.
Oh, if I'm playing an elemental with Cavern Mana, do I still have to, like, specify?
I believe that these days you're assumed to play with Cavern Mana if you say nothing.
Okay.
But you can specify. Oh, that's a good way to handle two Archons.
That's true.
Although, of course, they can just not block with the dwarf.
Yeah. I mean, presumably they want to make this trade. They offered it last turn.
Yeah. My read on the situation at the moment is I think our opponent does not have the card creativity in their hand. Yeah. And they're kind of trying to buy time and tread water until they find it. Sure. And I think Omnath maximally, like, ups the pressure. Yeah.
Okay, well, that was my time. Bye, everyone. I'll see you on Monday.
All right, I'll close out the stream.
Close out the stream.
I promise I'll only make snarky comments about you 3 to 4 times.
Okay, that's pretty good. I expected more. Bye, everyone. See you on Monday.
A classic Andrew solo streaming venture. A rare solo streaming venture. Yeah, it's actually because you showed up, Kane. He told me off stream that as soon as you arrived, he was gonna go and just pretend he had a thing. So, keep that in mind. Yeah, so I think this is a many-colored creativity variant, most likely, that I'm playing against. Oh, is this a hardcast Archon or something? Oh no, it's just creativity for 3? I'm not sure I can beat it for 3 is a big number. But, I mean, I'll do what I can. Sorry, when you say this deck, which of the 2 nonsense decks in the current game are you referring to? Wow. That's a pretty egregious opinion. Have you considered that the Elementals deck is the hero in this case? Oh no. This is a disaster. This is a disaster. Oh my god. Alright, chat. I'm changing the candle sponsor and I was not prepared for this. Alright. So now I have to use Greg's lighter, which I'm not totally comfortable doing, but, you know, I'm sure I can figure it out. Come on. Alright, Chad, I may have a problem, which is that I don't know how to use this lighter. There we go. Okay, I got it. Alright, chat. I have changed the candle sponsor with great difficulty. It is now this blue agave and cactus candle. Yeah, also I'm dead in this game, sadly. I cannot win. So that much is unlucky. Oh, this is... I don't see a brand on this. It says with notes of melon and sage, though. So there's your notes for the day. Yeah, I'm going to concede this game due to being dead. Alright, so for the record, my general experience is that the creativity matchup with this deck is close-ish. So I'm not totally sure if I want Surgical, given that my opponent is not playing a Reanimating list. Although they still do loot away Archons a decent amount of the time, it's probably still okay, I guess. So I'm going to sideboard like this. I assume they don't have Persist. Cut a bunch of Furies. Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think maybe Surgical just should be in this matchup. Let's see. And what was I also cutting? Oh. It's possible this is a no Fury matchup, but I like Fury. Yeah, that is true. They sometimes have a few Persists. I think, oh, this is what I was doing before. Yeah, this makes some sense to me. Oh, and then I think I had 1 Endurance and 3 Voice. Yeah. I actually have liked Voice quite a bit in this matchup. I might try this, actually. -1 Omnath with 4 Voice. I love Voice in the matchup. I'm just going to do that. Whether that's right or wrong, I'm not sure. But, expensive sorceries are not the most amazing in this matchup, and Voice has just been good for me. The thing is, Voice is just fodder, and you just really want fodder, and your opponent has some stuff. Yeah, I think Voice is quite good in this matchup. I think having 1 Endurance to tutor for might be reasonable if I fear Persist for some reason. That's why I put it back, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Okay, I'll go back. I'm not sure. I can imagine a situation where I tutor for it, but it'd be pretty weird. Like, the Orvar would have to be in my hand. Also, Derek, you may notice I've gone down to 1 Orvar and up to 3 E's. My experience was that, like, my creative opponents were too good at beating my Orvar, especially if they had the haste enchantment. So I only wanted 1 to tutor for, and then I wanted, like, more E's, which I had better success with. But, yeah. That said, I keep naturally drawing the Orvar, so that's weird. Anyway, I'm going to keep this. 2 Wear Tear. Interesting. That could be right. I don't have an opinion on that, but it's interesting. I mean, Wear Tear is less good at stopping creativity from comboing, but it is more application. So I'm not really sure. Yeah, I do think that the tutoring for Aurora is a little awkward. I think frequently you tutor for it and it's still really good against them, but yeah, I acknowledge what you're saying. So the question now is, should I play Tapwind on 1? I probably should just Flamekin on 1. Ideally, I should Flamekin on 1 in such a way that I can Binding on 2 if I need to. Although, wait. I guess that scenario is basically impossible. Alright, so I'm going to Flamekin for Risen Reef, but I guess I can wait a turn for more info. Yeah, I think this might be a waiting spot. I think maybe I'm supposed to do this. I mean, I haven't had a lot of trouble beating Blood Moon with just normal Magic Gathering, to be honest. Like, between bindings and basic planes has kind of been enough for me, not to mention the fact that you can ending it for 3 if you also find the basic forest. But, I don't know. Obviously, like, it could be good. You will lose it sometimes. My main concern is, I think, is creativity. I think creativity is just, like, a close matchup, and I don't want to sack percent there, because it's, like, the third most popular deck or whatever. And the first 2 matchups are Murktide and Hammer, which I think are quite favorable. So I think kind of conceding ground to be better against creativity is logical. Oh, I just drew Risen Reef, huh? Okay. So it's interesting because there's a chance I still want Risen Reef. But there's also a chance I want to not tutor, as weird as that sounds. I could, like... No, because, see, the thing is, I'm not very vulnerable to a small creativity here. Sorry, I'm not sure what to do with my Harbinger. Yeah, well, I could get Solitude, but, like, with Orvar, I'm more worried about, like, a really long game than, like, a short, small creativity. It still might be hard to get Solitude. I just don't have anything to pitch. But I guess if I have Risen Reef, it'll be okay-ish. I'm considering getting Risen Reef again, to be clear about what I'm considering. I think I should get Solitude, but I'm not very confident. This might be wrong. Well, I know that I have Kira, but like, then I don't know when I'm gonna pick up Kahira because I want to leave up Binding. It's like it's all like a bit tricky. Or like if they Ren next turn, am I picking up Kahira and leaving the Ren in play? I sort of hate that. I don't know. It's a mess, but yeah. That's true. But I mean, I don't need it up on turn 4. I have Orvar. A small creativity isn't beating me. What's complicated, I guess, is that in general, I'm not desperately trying to not die. I'm trying to make sure I win a long game. But anyway, it's fine. Whatever. They did not, in fact, play Ren, which means that I can now just play Risen Reef with impunity, and I think I'm just going to do that. And just see what happens. It's not like max value or anything, but I think it's fine. I mean, if they fire my 2 things, that just like has to be fine with me. I think. Yeah, I kind of wish the Solitude was a Risen Reef. Okay, well that's fine. That'll be another Risen Reef. Yeah, now my plan next turn is to tutor for Risen Reef and pick up Kira. Probably fetching Stomping Ground. Man, it's really weird to stream without Greg, I gotta say. I'm not really used to the situation. I guess one issue is I would like to leave up Binding, which I can't do if I pick up Kahira. So maybe I just shouldn't pick up Kahira. Maybe I should just find Risen Reef and say go with multiple Bindings and Orvar up. No, that's crazy. I should pick Kira. It's fine. Sorry for considering my lines. Yeah, I don't think I should want that. Also, something I've never done with this deck, but I hope to do someday, is to hard cast Orvar and go off with Ephemerate. But, oh, it is a lot more organic than talking to a camera. Yeah, I'm not a big camera talker, as it were. Oh, thanks for the follow, Bunkster. I appreciate it. We appreciate it, but Greg's not here, so that means only I appreciate it for now. And I mean, my opponent knows I have Solitude, so like, I predict my opponent isn't even going to go for it, is what's going to happen here. Well, I actually had a game where I think I might have punted by not doing it. Because I did have a game where I had Orvar and I was against creativity, and I actually had 2 Orvars, because I was playing the 2 Orvar list, and my opponent had, like, the game went obscenely long because they were trying to play around 2 Orvars, which was very hard because they didn't have Bitter Reunion. And, like, I think I maybe would have won the game if at some point I had played Orvar with, like, Ephemerate and, like, just, like, gone nuts. But I didn't do that. And I did end up winning, but it was very close. I don't know. You play some stranger games with this deck now and again. So the thing about this game is my opponent's clearly trying to, like, be a control deck. So, like, maybe I shouldn't just Jam Reef into that. But probably just should. I would like a land. I'm off it. I was thinking about, like, Hero Attack for 2, but I don't think that's what I'm supposed to do. Alright. I mean, it's going to be obscenely difficult for my opponent to meaningfully go off here. I think I'm going to cast Kira. If I don't like draw anything good, I think I'm going to start attacking my opponent for 3. Oh yeah, it's time for the beatdown. Get in there. Okay, so they're looting. Now the game is weird, because I'm not really going anywhere, but they're not really going anywhere. They also don't know about this Orvar. It's, like, very hard for my opponent to, like, actually go for a larger creativity. Like, they need a creativity for some, like, insane number to beat me. Because, like, if they creativity for, like, 1, they get Orvar. If they do creativity for 2, I have, like, like, a creativity for the full 4, I have beat. So, like, I think my opponent needs to try to beat me in a fair game, which is a really bizarre situation. Like, I think I'm going to say go here, and if my opponent does nothing, I might EOT a Solitude. As insane as that sounds. Yes, I believe it is my intent at this point to cast Solitude EOT. Because I just, like, have a creativity for 4 beat, right? Like, it's a very weird situation. Okay. Yeah, I'll play that land. See, it's possible I'm supposed to cast the first Solitude, but not the second Solitude, weirdly. Just because, like, this beats 4... I have 4 Archons beat, but I don't have... But, like, if I spew this Solitude, then I won't have 4 beat, I'll only have 3 beat, and I'm not worried about discarding to hand size now. I can like take 2 more draws without worrying about that. So I think now I'm actually going to sit for a minute. Yeah, I know it was a Burst Lightning. I don't know why it was Burst Lightning, but I am aware it was a Burst Lightning. Ooh, nice. Omnath. Okay, I'm going to play Omnath. I'm going to play it off white, green. Let's see. White, green. This is the only blue, red. Yeah, it leaves it white, white. Cool. Well, that's unlucky on several levels. One of them being, it's kind of insane that my opponent has that card in against me, given that I left that I have 4 Risen Race and 4 Caverns, but apparently they do. So good beats, I guess. And I guess what I'm really hoping is that my opponent doesn't find like Fable, because like my hand is not well set up to deal with just like fair and legitimate magic. It's Bolts 5 and 6 in the stock rug list. But wait, is this a stock rug list? Is Zeator's Proving Ground in the stock rug list? Oh, I guess maybe it is to hardcast Archon. That makes sense. Okay. I mean, it really looks like my opponent is going to hardcast an Archon one of these days. Like, they have 7 mana right now. Flute the Banana, the command you want is deck, but I'll just help you out there. Also, I assume Flute the Banana is a reference to Flute the Pig, in which case, you know, I know that Ari Lax would approve. So there you go. Okay, so now I'm a little worried about hand size again, so I'm probably going to end step another Solitude and exchange it for their kill spell. This game is just insanely weird. I think I'm winning, but the game is just so strange. Red, green, green. Okay. Oh no, this is a Prismari command, right? So they're making another treasure and doing more looting or something? Okay. Well, that's fine with me. Spell Pierce. Okay. They discarded Spell Pierce. Well, that makes sense. So also, somewhat surprising that card's in their deck. Are they gonna do anything? Like, man, I don't even really want to cast Solitude because it's just gonna get like double blocked by doors or something, I think. Which isn't really what I'd prefer. Ugh, that's bad for me. Okay, well that resolves. Going to cast Solitude. Exiling the Dwarf. And I keep making my land drops just because I want to hold up like the world each time I Solitude, is the idea, anyway. Wait, Chad, does anyone know what game this is? Let me ask you the same question. Is this game 2? Do I have to win a 3rd game after this? It affects my speed of play. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think I'm going to let that resolve. Oh, that's nice. Let's play E for 0. Okay, and my current plan is I'm going to wait for the Fable to transform, and then I'm going to Solitude the flip token. Okay. Ren resolves. Ren definitely needs to get out of here. It's very important. Yeah, I actually just did Azax. You can't see my hand, so you didn't see me do it, but I actually just pressed control because I realized it was doing the weird thing with the mana again. Okay. So let's say go. Well, I mean, I definitely have enough clock time to win a third normal game of Magic. I don't know if I have enough clock time to win another, like, hideous grind like this. That's my concern right at the moment. Whoa, that's weird. Me, I'm 3-1 at the moment. I don't know why it doesn't know my record. I'm 3-1. I'm playing for 4-1. We lost to a very nonsense deck, but such is life. Okay, I think I maybe reached the point where I'm not supposed to play lands. And I'm not playing it so that if I get Archon, I can discard the land. Although, I guess that's like... That's really far from Archoning. Maybe I shouldn't even be doing this. But... So now the question is, if my opponent goes to, like, kill my Solitude somehow, should I save it? I think I maybe have reached the point where I'm willing to. It's a little weird to trade my Ephemerate for a 3/2 lifelink, but I think that's what I'm planning to do. Sacking both treasure tokens, huh? What is happening? Creativity X equals 1 on EE. Okay. I will allow that. They put EE into play. All right. Oh, chat. Classic EE into E. Ooh, that's a nice one. Let's play this nice voiceover surgeon here. All right, so now we're safe from counter magic, and voice is also just going to be a really nice little 2/2 beater here to deal the last 11 points, I guess. I don't think my opponent is going to successfully creativity ever from this point. Okay, my favorite part about this game, chat, is I've had Orvar in my hand the entire game, so it would be actively good for us if our opponent like used creativity. But our opponent, okay, yeah, that still resolves. Nice, flanking Harbor here. Cool. Let's find Omnath. It's really anyone's game here, chat. That's what we gotta understand. Hey, Wit. How's it going? We're playing some nice modern elementals here, finishing up the stream without Greg because he had to go to an engagement. By the way, the engagement is also kind of nonsense, but I'll get to that. So yeah, Greg's actually trying to do a challenge where he's trying to go to an athletic class that he participates in an unreasonable number of times between now and the end of the month. So yeah, it is millennial nonsense. He's basically trying to so he's trying to like do a cycling class, and he's trying to do them like 20 something times in a month, which is like a completely insane number. So yeah, it's something. Anyway, oh, is our opponent finally going to creativity for 2? You love to see it. See, okay, here I'm not going to Orvar because I don't want them to know that Orvar is in my deck. So I'm just going to Leyline Binding both tokens because it doesn't matter. We win anyway, and they don't know that we have Orvar in our deck. Okay, wait. That's a little annoying. So then, can I ephemerate now to still not show them it? No, Sacred Foundry's in play, so this can't fetch white. Alright, I guess I have to let it resolve and Orvar them now. That's unfortunate. Wait, actually, do I have to show them Orvar? Hold on. So I can sack this. They go to 5. I can ephemerate this. Well, they gain too much life, I think. Yeah, I'm off it. Okay. Yeah, so I like this configuration, I think. I didn't see any persist. That game was insanely long, so I'm going to assume they have no persist. Definitely don't want any endurances, and in that case, I think the surgicals are still fine. Wait, well, without the Orvar, just alphing doesn't quite kill them, right? Am I mistaken? Oh, there's the Omnath 4 damage. Wait. No, but I don't have their fetch lands. I don't have that. Are they? So they go to 5 life, they block the token. Oh shit, wait, they were dead. You're right, I just have to not ephemerate. Crap. I'm sorry, chat. Yeah, so I punted by showing them Orvar. But yeah, chat's right. I'm wrong. Yeah, I only looked at the ephemerate line. I didn't look at the line of simply press attack all. But anyway, whatever. This hand is fine. Nothing exceptional, but it's fine. Mostly I was trying not to burn too much clock, to be honest, was my main consideration there. Yeah, I'm going to be curving Indotha Triome into Rogran Triome, which will give me the ability to land Unbinding for 1 mana on 2. Wait. Wow, chat. This might be a classic game where we cast Tangled Florahedron, which rarely happens. But it looks like it might happen here. I guess maybe that's like predicated on Risen Reef living, which isn't that likely, but you never know. Yep. Okay, so now that I drew Omnath, I want to keep the fetch in my hand. So I'm just going to take 2 to this, which makes blue is a 4th type, so that I can lay Unbinding it for 2 mana, instead of fetching for the Triome and lay Unbinding it for 1 mana. And I do think Answering Wren is quite important with this deck, just partially because it just like kills all your Risen Reefs, which is just very annoying. I guess one issue I have is that if I play the Forest and the Tangled Florahedron as my next 2 lands, that doesn't actually cast Omnath, which is a bit awkward, but whatever. I'm sure it'll be fine. Yes, if it isn't the 1 Fury I left in. Okay. I mean, maybe leaving a 1 is too many, but I can definitely imagine situations where you just really want to get Wren off the table. I mean, I just don't think they're that popular, to be honest. Like, I actually think Wren is like I think Wren is not that popular outside of Creativity right now, and I think Creativity you can just beat, like, through, like, without weird ways to recur Risen Reef, is my main opinion. But, obviously you can follow your heart. What I don't like about my current situation is that if my opponent goes for it here, I basically have to pitch my Solitude, and I really don't want to. But okay, well now I'm just gonna play Omnath. So I want red of some sort. It doesn't really matter which red, but I have white. Sacred Foundry seems fine. Green, white, blue, red, yeah. Hold on. So I think, yeah, I'll just cast Omnath. And my intention here, I mean, we'll see what they do. Obviously, they could like counter this or something. My intent here is to play the fetch. Oh, wait, that might change my intent. Yeah, Iona's in the bin. That is certainly true. All right, so here I'm going to fetch, I think, planes. Yeah. And I'm going to go for Risen Reef. I'm just going to go for max value, basically. I mean, kind of. Iona's pretty beatable, though, right? Like it's just a 7/7. Like, Iona doesn't necessarily beat Omnath, is the issue with it, right? Also, we haven't seen Persist. So I think here I'm going to find Orvar. Yeah, I think I'm just going to find Orvar. And I think I'm just winning then. Because I have Solitude for next turn. So unless they make double Archon, I'm fine. If they make double Archon, I Solitude 1, and then I guess maybe that was wrong. Maybe I should have found a second Solitude because of double Archon. Wait, that might have been a punt. Sorry, I'm trying to play quickly because I'm worried about the clock. Might have just screwed up. I also suppose I could have flanked and Harbinger before Risen Reef to make sure I draw the Orvar. That's probably what I was supposed to do, to be honest. Creativity X equals 1. Okay. So I let that resolve. I sadly sack this and discard this. And then I think my plan here is actually just to hard cast Solitude. Oh, they maybe can't realistically attack with Archon. I think I'm still going to Solitude it. And just trust that my Orvar will get them at some point. Maybe that's wrong, but I'm pretty worried about timing out, to be honest. I think that's the biggest threat to my victory. Yes, I'm definitely worried about getting my Solitude countered. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't double Archon. I legitimately have no idea. Okay, chat, I think I'm going to have to start using an advanced technique here where I'm going to be F6ing and then un-F6ing quickly if I need to. Which is going to get a little aggressive, but, you know, I don't want to be... I think that's what I need to do to win this game in time. Well, they're fetching Proving Ground. Are they hard casting Archon? Wait, that's terrible. They can't do that. Why are they fetching all their black sources? I don't understand what's going on now. I mean, they're going for creativity for 1 million? Because that's not going to go well for them if that's what they do. Hardcast Archon. Alright. So I will sack Voice and I will discard Orvar. and then I'm just going to, oh nice, that's good. Then I'm just going to ephemerate Solitude. The idea being to exile Archon. Go to my turn. Ephemerate Solitude. Exile Dwarf. Cascahira. Oh, I could Surgical Creativity. That's not a bad idea. I was going to attack first, but yeah, that's a pretty reasonable line. Their hand is Archon. Okay. Well, all creativities are exiled. Archon won't beat me. It won't even come close to beating me, to be honest. So, pass the turn. Doing this in response, I guess. I don't know why, whatever. Have lethal on board. See, chat, let this be a lesson to you. Don't give your opponent Archons. It's not a good stratagem. If they can make an Archon and you can stop it, you probably should stop it. And if you can give them an Archon, you probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, I have lethal through this, so it's fine. Oh no, wait, I don't, right? Oh no, wait, I don't. Sorry, that's not true. Yeah, I do think it's very strange that I knew about it. So now I'm just going to start F6ing because I think the only way I could lose is timing out, most likely. Yep. Cool. So we got a 4-1, losing Calibrated Blast. Yeah, to close out the stream, yeah, I honestly like this deck quite a lot. Greg's playing it tomorrow on the RCQ with the sideboard guide you saw us right at the beginning of the stream. I'd recommend it in a lot of situations, especially if like Murktide and Hammer are very popular in your metagame. I generally think it's close against Creativity. I think it can lose sometimes to, I don't think it always has an edge in the Ren Mirror, but I think it's, Ren Mirror is wrong, the Omnath Mirror, because them running your Reason Race is pretty annoying, but yeah, this is the list that I recommend. I still like Prismatic Ending, mostly just to have more ways to answer big hammered creatures and to have more ways to answer hate like Turkborb and Hushbringer. But your mileage may vary. I don't think the last 2 slots are decided or anything. And I'm pretty happy with 3 EEs, 1 Orvar for the moment, so I do like that change. But yeah, we'll be back Monday with some constructed content. I think we'll be playing Angels in a Car, a classic archetype, on Monday is my guess, although we have not 100% locked that in. And yeah, everyone have a good evening. Until then, SystemMagic out.